Why is my computer taking longer than usual to open up?
And
you've been having problems with that thing.
Aha!
It's because I installed
We are
antivirus
here.
software.
Well, we're starting. Did we do it?
Hello, Internet.
Yeah, we sure did. Hi, Internet.
Why
We are
does it
here.
say negative time.
We
and
have.
It's counting down.
Are we here? Hold on. Let me check. Technical difficulties.
Well, maybe.
No, we're live. It's
okay,
happening.
Great.
It's
okay,
happening.
Then it's just counting negative.
Okay. Welcome. We're the Knights of the Drunk Watch, and we are here for our regular Sunday evening between the times of 6:30 and 8:30 every Sunday.
I think that's a pretty good window. We can hit on the regular
2-hour window. We will be here. We are Knights Light tonight. A few of our coworkers.
It's the quorum.
Yeah,
Is that
we're
what
here.
it is?
We're missing Andrew and Crystal. And then Zach's voice off screen. Anyway,
good.
Mark's having computer problems, drink for
Battery's
technical
very
difficulties.
low. All right,
We're on board. Okay, so
I was having no problems with my computer until I installed antivirus software. Now everything's wrong with my computer.
Oh,
That's
no.
all I'm saying. Go ahead.
Okay, I'm Audie.
I'm having technical difficulties.
All right, and I am Kate.
And we are the Knights of the Drunk Watch.
And now our talk begins. Oh shit, I cleaned it and I never poured you
I
wine.
need
Hang
some
on.
wine
We're
first.
not. No,
Hang
we're
on.
not beginning. Anyway, so if you're here, we are on season 4. I'm not gonna put this in my face, but we are here.
Thank you. First
I have to plug my
episode
computer in.
6 through 10
6 through 10.
of season 4, which I would like to say is probably, I think, one of the bestly crafted.
Bestly, yes, that's a word.
Crafted
We've been
episodes.
pre-gaming.
Okay.
Well,
No, it's because, I mean, season 1 was book 1. Season 2 was book 2. Season 3 was only the first half of book 3. So season 4 is the second half of book 3, which I feel that's what makes it so great, is that it's the conclusion of probably one of the most epic books in George Martin's Ice and Fire series.
Widely on the internet, it is agreed that season 4 and season 6 so far have been the best ones. So, and 2 is also up there. So we got 2, 4, 6. We're hoping 8 is going to blow us out of the water. By the way, before we get started, there will be spoilers leading all the way up to season 7 in this video. So if you are only here to watch season 4, this is not the place for you. We will be spoiling things all the way to the end, even though Mark's probably going to yell, "We're not there yet." Other than that,
we're going to focus on discussing season 4, but we might make references to future seasons.
Before we get started, I'd like to request that everybody go check out our Patreon. Go follow us on Twitter. That we're always posting fun things. Get yourself on our group. We have a season 8 Facebook group.
Yeah.
You can find the link on Zach Baxter Facebook. All of our information is in our About section, since it's not in the description below yet. It will be next week. But go be part of our group where we just share crazy Game of Thrones theories and ideas and excitement.
I keep going to it and being like, ooh, like the fact of the day or whatever. I'm
Right?
like, I did not know that.
I love it. There's all sorts of cool things there to get you all hyped. And you can keep up with all your Zach Baxter stuff. So Facebook, Twitter, our Instagram is starting to blow up a little bit, social media. And of course Patreon, where you can give us $1 so we can keep buying booze. All right, let's talk about this crap.
Okay, so
Where are my notes? I have notes. I do have notes.
I just someone else talk. Oh, so Stannis and Davos go to Bravos to check up the Iron Bank.
That's what I have.
Mycroft is like, nah.
He will forever be Mycroft.
Absolutely.
Sorry.
He's just like,
He will never be the guy from the Iron Bank whose fucking name we don't know. I don't think that is the one character in Game of Thrones that I do not know the name of. I know a lot of obscure characters, but I do not know the Iron Bank dude's name.
Mycroft?
The Iron Bank guy, I don't think we ever see him in...
No, we don't
see him
really...
again.
No, I don't think we ever see him
in the credits?
The books.
Oh.
Yet. So I know a lot of the names from the books. Anyway, but yeah, Stannis gets an army thanks to Davos.
Davos gave the fucking speech. Davos is a very awesome guy,
He's the guy. I was thinking about this. I was telling Mark as we were hanging out this week. I feel like Stannis does the worst when he's following his own, Like, whenever he's doing stuff on his own, he fails all the time.
Yeah.
If he's got Davos to talk him out of it, or if he's got Melisandre to magic demon his way out of it, he gonna be fine. But without those people, he is useless.
Well, because I also feel like we've talked about this before.
Useless.
Like, there's just no drive there. He's just going through the motions of, oh, I guess I'm supposed to be king, so I'm gonna work on being a king and do the king thing.
Well, I mean, I don't know if you can fairly say that, because he does, like, sorry, spoilers, Mark, but he does murder his own daughter eventually.
Yeah, but because she tells him to.
That's true. He's a bit of a follower.
He is
he does what he is told. He thinks.
Hi, Ryder.
Hey, Ryder. Good to see you.
Yeah, I mean, because, he did not decide to go to the Iron Bank until Davos persuaded him to, and then he had the moment of, what? Hire people to fight for me? Oh, I won't do that. But he's totally okay to burn people because this red woman told him to.
Yeah.
He's got issues.
But
we'll
drink
talk
every
more
time
about his
Stannis
issues.
is like, I am the rightful king. The throne is mine by right.
And drink anytime everybody says that except for Jon Snow, who keeps getting elected king every 5 minutes. Okay, next I have Yara goes for Theon.
Yeah.
Oh
Reek.
God, that scene was hard to watch. But she gets there and Theon absolutely refuses
Reek,
to go
he
with
is
her.
Reek
He
at
is
this point.
so fully
Because
Reek.
Ramsay
Peak
broke
Reek right
him.
here. Hashtag
At
peak Reek.
the same time you watch that scene, and that's when Ramsay's all like, I'm not going to wear a shirt in this scene, and people are going to splatter blood all over me.
You almost just said bodily fluids.
That too!
Oh, right.
Ramsay was in the middle of getting it on with his
Yeah,
girl.
he was.
So that's why he came out. He's like, I was in the middle of having sex, but now I have random splurts of blood on me.
Ryder says that you look cute dressed down, and that our Rent live watch was way harsh. Sorry.
Yeah.
First of all, I'll
bitching
say
about
thank
that,
you,
like,
Ryder.
this week.
I just got out of the shower.
Oh my lord. Anyways, give us $1 on Patreon for that. No, sorry about Rent. Like, we just, I just feel like it's whatever.
We're not going into Rent
Sorry.
because I
Okay.
spent a whole hour.
Yeah, and
shit
we've already
talking
been
it.
talking
Sorry.
for like.
We're sorry.
10
Okay,
minutes.
so no, go ahead. I had a thing about Yara.
Okay, no, finish Yara, get her over with.
Well, what I was gonna say is it's really incredible how strong Yara is, and not just in her physicality and her ability to lead, but in her ability to love. Like, she loves Theon through some shit.
Yes.
Like, she sticks
Even though
by
he
him,
was
but
trying
also
to
so much
do
crap.
to her.
Even later, she still takes him back.
The strength of her being like, this isn't gonna fucking work. I gotta get out of here.
That
like,
look they shared in the kennels.
But
And he
he
just
won't
goes,
go.
hides again. That broke my heart a little bit.
But it does make the moment where he's standing there saying she deserves to be your queen that much more precious. Like, okay,
Alright,
that's all I have for
yeah.
you.
Okay, so now I have dragons. We go to the dragons.
Yeah.
Drogon.
Eat some goats is what my
he-
note says.
No, at this point, he is getting out of control. This point where the dragons are, they're not quite
they're
realizing
just
how powerful
snacks
they are.
running all over the field. Of course he's out of control. That's being at a buffet. Like,
Yeah.
I think she needs to
burning
kennel
blossom
train
goats.
them dragons.
she tried.
Well,
That didn't work out.
we're
But you
going
need
to
to
go
start
through
early.
that soon. But yeah, it's right now. They're kind of just saying. And then what I love about Dany during this whole thing is that she is actually ruling. She is literally sitting on this block of stone, listening to people talk about their problems
I'm
for
sad that
hours
they
and
didn't
hours and
actually
hours.
Give her the rabbit dress or whatever it was.
And she's just listening to their problems, saying, "All right, here's what I can do to fix your problem." Etc.
Yeah,
etc.
she really cares about these people, which
Yes.
is great. She's never just like, can you get this one out of here? I don't give a shit about his
Like
stupid goats.
she, like
Not
this
like
is
Joffrey. And I'm done. And just
Right?
Yeah, no,
I just
this
wanted to
is
torture
what it
some
means
people, I'm
to
out.
rule.
Yeah.
Is that she spends so many hours a day when people come to her with their problems, and she's like, "What can I do to help you?" Something not a single other one of these War of Five Kings or the queens or whoever in Westeros, none of them are actually sitting there doing it.
Bran did.
Except for Ned Stark. Yeah, Ned Stark
Bran
was.
did it.
Bran was doing it.
All the good people.
And Lady Mormont. is doing it much later.
Anyway,
Oh, we're
Queen.
not
I also have Danny meets her future husband. Hizdar Zolorak,
Yeah.
that slimy motherfucker. Okay, so
Actually, no, he wasn't that slimy in the show.
okay, can we just talk about that for a minute because it's very confusing and it's and I know we're gonna talk about this more later, but in the books, Hizdar is part of the plot.
The Masters.
Yeah, he is within the plot to get her killed. Like that's said at the end of
Okay. And he is like
I
Fire
believe
Blood.
you, but I don't remember that.
He
Yeah,
is
no.
skeezy in that, like he is like
because that's why I suspected him is because in the
slimy
books,
and, like trying to be smooth.
but I mean, he's really not though. If you really watch him without that predisposition, like
no, in the show he's not, but in the books he was.
But and we'll talk about this more when it happens. But at the very end, when they're trapped in the Coliseum or whatever, the fighting pits, he says he's late to the Coliseum. And he says, "Come with me. I know a way out of here." Probably leading her into an ambush.
Yeah.
And then he gets stabbed, and he looks really confused that he got stabbed. So
we're jumping so far
they
ahead.
they're never like they never explain to you whether he's a bad guy or a good guy.
I will pay closer attention
Yeah.
to that because
Yeah,
in the show he just came to her because his father was one of the crucified masters and he just wanted to bury his father.
Well, it's like the writers didn't decide. Do we want to make him a bad guy? We'll just leave him.
Well,
ambiguous.
they introduced him, so
annoying.
at this point they could take him in one direction or the other.
All right.
Okay, I have news of Danny gets to Tywin.
Well,
you guys
we
have
have
anything on that.
Well, yeah, no, that's
on the, oh yes. So
they're
gives us
in
a
the
full
small
breakdown.
council meeting. At this point, Tywin has learned that Daenerys isn't Marine. She has used her dragons to take over the slaves, and their solution is to I love this, to make Mace Tyrell the master of ships and also the paper fetcher. They're like, oh, Mace Tyrell comes in and is like, "Thank you, Tywin Lannister, so much for making me part of small council." Like, yes, go fetch me a quill and paper, please.
Right?
I did write Mace Tyrell as such a simpering little
And
man.
he's so happy. He's like, "Oh, but I am so happy that Tywin Lannister sent me to fetch his quill."
Or Oberyn is just like looking like sex in the corner.
That
and
feather
then-
he wears in like season 6 or whenever is a perfect description of his character. Just totally ridiculous. Anyway.
Okay, Tyrion's trial. That is the highlight
hold on,
of
do I
this
have-
episode, unless y'all have other things.
Okay, so here's my first question about this. Why did Tyrion, and I don't think we get an explanation in the book or the movies, why didn't Tyrion immediately ask for trial by combat?
Because he wanted to...
I think partly because he isn't guilty, and so he had a modicum of hope that they might find him not guilty because he wasn't.
That his father might not want to murder
well,
him.
Yeah.
It seems like a trial by combat is like the last
admission
option.
of guilt.
Mm-hmm.
Right?
Almost.
Because if you demand a trial by combat, you have a 50-50 chance. And if you are not guilty,
well, and I guess
then obviously he's going to wait. Because even in the Vale, when Tyrion demanded a trial by combat, it was sort of one of those, he's all like, I'm going to try and talk my way out of it first.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And then that was his last ditch effort.
Well, maybe it's because he's not cavalier with people's lives, but still.
At this point, he's probably just thinking in his head, oh, Bronn fought for me before, he'll fight again.
we know that's what he's... Well, first off, he was thinking Jaime couldn't fight for me before, but now he's going to fight for me. And then he's like,
oh, yeah, and that was his thing.
Bronn fought
when
for me
he
before.
called it back in the Vale, he's like, whatever, call for Jaime. I'll wait.
Yeah.
Yeah. And she wouldn't let him. I don't know. I feel like this is really hard to watch for me because I don't understand why he's not fighting back at all.
Well,
like he's just like sitting there,
it seems
like
he wasn't allowed to.
But
it seems
by that point, like I'd just be like, okay, we'll try by combat because nothing's going right for me. But it's not until Shay pushes him.
Shay.
That's literally my note.
Fucking
My
Shay.
note.
Drink
Literally
for
fucking
our
Shay.
hating of Shay. The first time we saw it or read it, we were still kind of hoping in the back of our mind that Shay would.
That was like general feeling. Nah.
No, but this was thing. If anyone had any hope for Shay to still be whatever. It doesn't matter. It all went away this month.
Okay, but can we like rewind just a little bit? Like, how did all of that? Do you guys? Because we're not told in the book and we're not told in the movies. How do you guys think that whole thing came about?
What do you mean?
Like Bronn
Shay and
put
Tywin?
her. Yeah, Bronn put her like on the fucking ship. Okay,
Well, he clearly didn't.
Tywin's people caught her. Fine.
Or he didn't put her on the ship.
Or he sent her
I
down
always
and he didn't put her on the
agreed.
ship.
I would say the fact that neither in the books nor in the show we
Fine.
never saw Shay get on the ship. Someone just came to Tyrion and said, "Oh yeah, she totally
She's
got on
super
a
That was
ship."
Bronn though. Okay, but
Yeah,
okay,
but Bronn can be bought.
No, fine. So Bronn didn't put her on the ship. Fine. So she makes her way back to the palace, to the Red Keep.
Into
goes-
Tywin's bed.
Well, hold on though. Goes to see Tywin.
Why do you think she goes to see him?
Then how?
Why-
How
why-
do
No,
the two
no.
connect?
I
Wait.
think she would have been brought to
By
him.
Tywin. I think Tywin was the one who took her.
Well, I mean that makes
said
sense.
she's on a boat.
I think Tywin was like, hey, minion men, go find her, bring her to me.
I mean
She's
that
my
makes
whore
sense
now.
because he literally tells Cersei, "Have her brought to me after the feast." So okay, that makes sense. But how the fuck did the rest of this happen? And what is he doing? Is he gonna like? Is he making her his mistress? Like, what is the situation?
No, she's
there?
a whore, and he
It's
is
really
he-
confusing.
I'm sorry, did you not hear Shay say the line, "I'm a whore"?
I don't know. All I'm
Uh,
saying is I would have liked some
Shay.
fill in the blank.
I just don't
situations
care. One, I don't want to see Tywin get his
Mhm.
rocks off.
Charles Dance can get
see,
it.
here's the
but Tywin can't. He's an asshole.
Yeah, but he's
Well,
like a strong, powerful
right.
asshole.
All right, moving Shay aside, here's the thing: is that Tyrion's trial for Tywin? What?
I'm listening.
Oh, I thought you were giving me a face.
No face.
I'm not moving on from the trial, just from
No, I
Shay.
have more things on the trial.
Is that it's one of the biggest things that Tywin was totally taking advantage of this. Yes, I agree that Tywin knew full well that Tyrion did not do it. He was never looking for another suspect. He was looking at it as what Jaime finally came to him and did. And he said...
That's my note, is Jaime
yes.
pleads for mercy.
Jaime is like, in exchange for mercy for Tyrion's life, I will give up the Night's Watch. I will become Lord of Casterly Rock. Your legacy will live on. It took
Done.
Tywin
Well,
half
that
a second.
That one. I want that one.
Tywin was like, sure, no problem. Go.
It's exactly what he wanted in the first place.
Which is what Tyrion tells him.
But here's my question.
I have a question too. That's way
so
before this.
Tywin agrees immediately to Jaime.
Yeah.
Still knowing Shay was coming up to bat. Did he know that Shay would anyway push Tyrion over the edge one way or the other? No matter what Jaime wanted.
I think
Or do you think it was just a reason to humiliate him further?
I think it was
Shay?
to humiliate him further.
Uh-huh.
But he probably, I imagine that he thought or hoped that Tyrion wasn't so in love with a whore again that he would, like, he could still stick to the plan. And
Got it. He underestimated
but
the
that's
little
being,
man's
that's
rage.
being optimistic of what Tywin's intentions were.
Is your question the one that's highlighted there?
Yes.
Oh, yes.
Is that your question? Okay, so
well, I can add to it. Yes.
When Varys does his thing and
he gives his testimony,
and Tyrion says, "May I ask one question of the witness? When you said that you would never forget that I saved this city. Did you forget?" And Varys was like, "Oh, I never forget a thing." What the fuck was that about?
Was
that about?
That is Varys doing exactly what he has done his entire life. He is surviving. He is all like. Because he said this, like, when I was, when he was standing there, when the Mad King was burning Brandon Stark and, like, Ned's brother and father, it was like, sure, he could have stepped up and said, "I object," and then burned to death himself. It was just one of those, like, he knew he was powerless to step forward and say anything, in response
if
to
he wanted to save himself.
Yeah, it's like, so when Varys is giving his testimony, yes,
but how? Like,
he disagrees with it, but I think
I also feel like Varys is in a place. Well, no, because
I think that moment is where he's like, yes, I'm doing what I needed to survive, but at the same time, you see like it like kind of stabbed a little pain in Varys' heart, and that will lead him to the actions that he does at the end of the season.
I don't think that it's I think Varys is telling him right then, I'm gonna help you.
Okay.
I'm going to help you. I haven't forgotten what you did for this city. And no matter how this ends, I already have plans.
No, I haven't forgotten.
Right, I already have plans.
I never forget a thing.
I never forget a thing.
I already have plans to whisk you over to fucking Pentos.
Yeah.
Done.
Okay,
I'm hoping that that's what it is.
To me, that's what it always meant.
Yeah,
also,
that happens literally like 2 days later.
I would just like to point out that I mentioned in a previous rewatch video that Baelish purposefully knocked the necklace off the boat onto Dantos' body, and they found the necklace.
Yes, I made of that. Pycelle did find the necklace.
So
got it.
Called it, bitches.
Okay.
Well, because I warned about that, but I
disagreeing
forgot that detail happened. That was the whole purpose of her wearing the necklace. Yes. Pycelle did find, he was like, oh look, this is the necklace that Sansa Stark was wearing with this terrible poison in it.
And Sir Dantos was last seen ferreting her away, like.
My final note on this is all the Emmys for Peter Dinklage's final speech. Oh my
god!
This was in fact the episode that was sent into the Emmys, The Laws of Gods and Men. It was sent into the Emmys for Peter Dinklage to get his second Emmy nomination. For then, yeah.
I have no idea.
Well, see, I don't know how Emmys work, like, for television and stuff, but yeah, you just send in,
They're
like...
awards that they give to people who they think are doing a very good job.
No, is that what it is? Is that people don't sit down and watch the whole show. Like, you send in one particular episode that's, like, best for the actor, whatever. Like, The Lion and the Rose, the episode of Joffrey's wedding and death, that was the episode sent in for Lena Headey as Best Supporting Actress. The episode, The Laws of Gods and Men, was sent in for Peter Dinklage as Best Supporting Actor.
Also, I do like that's
just random
good
trivia.
point, Mark. Now I'm going to talk about something completely else. The whole, juxtaposition of the first time that he did this and the second time, where such different vibes from when he was like, I would like to confess. One time I'd jacked off into soup that I gave my sister. And this time he's like, you want me dead forever. It's like, oh no, this is not the confession.
Yeah.
No, and then he's like, one time I stole a girl's clothes and made her walk naked back up to the castle.
Do you guys know the whole donkey thing?
Yes! I sent it to you. I sent y'all the actual...
donkey joke.
I don't know the end of the joke.
I sent it to you.
I didn't read it.
Anyway, we'll talk about that later.
Okay, so we'll discuss that.
Because we're only one episode in.
But we're done with that one.
I'm done with that one. Moving on to the next one.
Mockingbird. Episode 47.
Ooh.
Mockingbird.
A lot of fucking shit happens in this episode.
So I watched all 4 of these last night, and I felt really bad because I thought I hadn't finished episode 7, but I had. Anyway.
Okay.
Well, you know episode 7 by how it ends.
Yes, exactly.
Right. My last note, I'm sorry I'm giving this away right first, but my literal last note for this episode is fly, bitch.
Fly, bitch! Just setting makes Lisa.
The episode is called Mockingbird and ends with flying.
Okay, so first thing we get is Cersei chooses the mountain. Third recast mountain.
And again, this is where we were talking about before, where Tyrion is still he always has a plan, and we see him go through 3 of them because it's
and fail miserably.
Yeah, Jamie, you got this.
Jamie won't do it.
I'm totally done.
Has this. Okay, I guess I'll have to fight him myself. Shit,
Yeah, no, because see, also this is where you see Cersei making her power play. Not only has she had the mountain named as her champion, she knew Tyrion was going to do that. So she already had the mountain arranged. But then also, she knew that he might call on Bronn for his champion. So Cersei already arranged a marriage and an alleged castle for Bronn and stuff. She was trying to give him a life and riches to prevent him from wanting to fight against
I couldn't remember, and I know we've skipped a few scenes, but we can just get over
this is still the opening scene here.
No, not with Bronn and Cersei. It's Jamie. Let's just do Jamie and Bronn's meeting with him, and then we can move on to other stuff.
Arya crosses a name off her list.
No, I know.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah, I just want to get, because we were already
Is
talking
that
about
no, for
Tyrion?
each episode, I put my nuggets in everything the characters do in one
No,
episode.
I know. So that's why
Okay.
I'm saying we can get through Jamie and Bronn, because we had the Jamie thing, and then Bronn.
All right, so tell
I
me
like.
Jamie Bronn.
I just like that. Like Tyrion is not mad. He's not upset at all. He's like, well, fuck. Like that's all. That's the maddest he gets. Is just like, I saw this coming.
And Bronn like as far as Jamie goes, he probably already thought it wasn't going to work because of his hand. But I think he really was banking on Bronn.
Yeah.
And I think that moment where Bronn says to him, yeah, we're friends, so when have you ever risked your life for me? I think that really clicks to Tyrion, because up until that moment, Tyrion has been extremely selfish.
Oh, yeah.
He has not done anything for anybody except for the saddle that he made for Bran. Nothing else has been selfless.
Except paying
Everything has been for his own self-preservation.
Exuberant. No, what's the proper word? Exorbitant amount of money.
Yeah, no, like he hasn't done anything selfless. And from this moment on, Tyrion becomes selfless. He starts dedicating himself to larger, like, goals.
Yeah.
So I think this is a big change for Tyrion, where when Bran tells him, great, what have you ever done for me? Because there's no balance between the two.
Just so y'all know, it's going to be noticeably cooler in Fresno tomorrow. So thank you, phone.
Okay.
Thank you.
Anyway.
Notifications.
All
Anyways,
right.
so yeah.
Hound and Arya. This was, I like
Arya
this.
says nothing is better than nothing.
I honestly expected when she introduced herself to say no one, but then I was like, too early.
Yeah, no. We're not there quite yet.
They kill the injured man, and he's like, that's where the heart is. Oh.
And she uses that 30 seconds later. Hang on.
Which, okay, I would just like to point out, mind you, and this, the guy who is laying there, like, already dying, he is a world-famous theater actor, apparently famous for playing Beckett interpreters, whatever the fuck that means. Theater people will know what that means.
Good.
But,
we are all theater people, not one of us knows.
The creators wrote that part specifically for this world-famous theater actor.
Okay.
Okay, sorry, go ahead. Yeah, and then the other guy attacks the Hound and, like, bites a chunk of his neck off, and Arya's like...
And that begins the downfall for the Hound,
Yeah.
leading to his later included in these notes death.
Yes.
Alleged
His
death.
Demise.
Next I have Night's Watch gets ready for the wildling attack.
And
fucking
again,
Alistair.
Fucking Alistair. There are like a few people that will just get that response
so
every time.
pissed
Alistair,
all
Ollie,
the time.
Shay.
That
Fuck
guy
him.
has not gotten laid.
And
in
Janice,
so long.
is Janice in this one where he's just a little sniveling?
Oh, he's...
bitch?
well,
yeah.
no, because remember, Janice was the one who told Alistair, yeah, let Jonathan go north of the wall to Craster's Keep. Hopefully they'll die and we won't have to deal with them. So when
Tyrion sends Janos to the wall during his reign as Hand of the King, so he's been there
because
since
he knew
season
Janice
2.
couldn't be trusted.
No, because Janos killed a bunch of babies all over
That
town
too.
under Joffrey's orders. Like,
Okay,
no one
anyway,
wants
but
that
we'll
around.
get to the wall later.
Danny asks Dario to take his clothes off.
Yes,
he
he does.
sneaks into
Yes,
her
he
room
does.
and he's like, I only have 2 things. I do women and war, and I'm out of fighting war.
I'm out of bubblegum.
I love it. No, like the way she does it.
Yes,
she like
she
freaking-
does it so well. Of just like, no, I'm not interested at all. Hang on.
She like pours wine,
Do what you do
sits
well.
back, and she's like, all right, take off your clothes.
It's so hot. Yeah.
Everybody involved in all of
and,
that is hot.
and like
Too.
she
It's-
and the way bravo
I'm a
to
drinking
Amelia
man.
Clark, the way she plays that, she's all like, her eyes go all the way down. And
Yeah.
then
That's
they
the
sit
first
out,
time-
and she's just like, ooh, I like that.
I think that's the first time she really like exude like it's with Dario that she starts to use sexuality as a power.
Yes.
Yeah.
Because
Well-
that's how she earns him in the first place. I mean, I guess Khal Drogo
Yeah, I
also
mean,
counts,
Yeah.
but
That's
Well, but
when
that
she
was so
learned about
long
ago. Yeah, that's
sexuality
true.
No, like
as
this
a
is
power.
That's
well.
true.
See, she knows she can use it as a power, and also she's just using it for fun. She's like,
yeah,
I
well,
am
she
a
used
queen.
it originally to get his allegiance.
Yeah.
Was
Well, see, but
She
this
got
time because
naked.
she's known for a while, like he's wanted this. He's wanted her for a long time,
plus
and she
this
knows it.
Dario is super
He cannot
hot.
pursue
So
his
no, she
talent
plays it well
here.
because she's like, not only am I going to, fine, I'll give it to you because then I can make you do exactly what I want you to do afterwards, which is go to Astapor and Yunkai to reclaim the cities. But also, she got a little fun out of it too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think that's
and then we get that great moment with she's in a good mood. Tell him you changed my mind.
Oh
Lord,
my God.
Lord Friendzone comes in.
Friendzone
Lord
all over the
after.
place.
Yeah, they pass, and Daria's face is just like, what?
He's like, yeah, I tap that.
Yeah, I hit that.
Don't you wish you could? I have more to talk about for that one, but I'll save it for the next episode.
Okay.
The next thing I have, and I'm really
This
do you
is
have more,
what
Danny?
Andrew's been
That's
wanting
exactly
to talk
what I was
about.
thinking about. Is I feel really bad that Andrew is not here for this set of episodes.
He's been wanting to talk
this
about
is
Melisandre in the bathtub.
Necklace
Watch
2019.
2019. I do have some theories on Necklace Watch 2019.
Okay,
though,
tell
Amber,
us.
Go for it.
Okay, so here's my thing. So she's in the bathtub, and we see her pouring stuff into the bathtub, right? She's pouring potions, all sorts of things. Gets out of the bathtub, tells the queen, hey, I got all these potions that make people see things.
Right.
Did you use it on my husband?
Yeah, but I think she
Oh,
used it on the
no.
bathtub. Like, that's the only way that I can explain the lack of
more
necklace
wine.
in this episode.
I mean, that's a very simple and obvious explanation, but like...
I mean, she's literally
Also,
talking about
I
it.
think it might just come down to the fact that the showrunners did not know then that
Or
they were
that,
going to
or that.
be doing that episode.
I may be stretching to
Sure.
try to make up for their flaws, but I really feel like, I mean, either
Their
that,
flaws!
that was a flaw.
Dan and DB have no flaws. They
Yeah,
are
a couple
perfect.
They got a couple flaws. Let's talk about the Dornish, okay? That's some
well,
flaws.
let's not get into
Oh,
that
no,
before we
no.
now
retracting? Are we
No.
retracting
Their
all of that
flaws, their flaws are not even worth our time to discuss.
I rest my case.
Anyway.
No, we're not talking about
no,
sex.
anyways, but that's my 2 cents on that. Or the queen sees her as an old woman. That's why she doesn't really think of her as, like, we don't see it as the audience. But maybe because she says, you, my queen, don't need any lies. You see the truth. So it's very possible the queen's like, oh, my husband's fucking this old lady, but whatever.
I never thought of it that way. Because that's why when she was all like, you know, when Melisandre was like, here's this potion that makes men lust for things. And then she was like, did you use it on my husband?
Yeah.
And she was like, no.
Well, we were talking about this last night too, and like about the fact that Celise is a true believer. Like,
Yeah.
she doesn't need to be
She
convinced.
would see what she
So,
wants to
yeah,
believe.
so even she might not even see the young lady. She might not need the potions
Yeah.
or the magic in
But
order to
Celise
see the young
is-
queen or the young witch.
Celise knows Melisandre from overseas. She's the one who brings Melisandre to Stannis, at least in the books. Celise
Yeah,
is the one who
that's-
brings Melisandre to meet Stannis and to start leading him.
I could see it
So,
being either way.
she may know.
She sees her as the old woman and doesn't care, or because she's such a true believer, she doesn't need the magic and the glamour to
Yeah.
see her as her like
powerful self.
powerful.
I never
beautiful
thought
self.
of it that way.
Necklace Watch 2019. Andrew, if you have
Okay.
further
Sorry,
thoughts
Andrew.
next week, these are
Now,
our thoughts.
there was another moment in that
on
scene
Necklace Watch.
where Celsi is, am I saying her name right?
Celise.
Celise doesn't want to bring Shireen to the wall, but Melisandre is insisting.
Okay, so that's what I wrote over here as well. Where is my? Because you did it by. Oh, but the bath. Okay, Shireen's fate is already decided in that moment.
Yeah.
Like, I think
The
even
Lord
her
of
mom
Light needs
yeah.
Shireen.
And I think her mom already knows why she needs her. I mean, she's not fucking dumb.
I'm sorry, what have they been using all of their other, they've already been burning members of the king and queen's family.
yeah.
So, like, I mean, maybe that's one of the reasons she comes in and is like, I don't want to bring my daughter
I
out to
think
the
she
wall.
already
And then
knows.
Melisandre was like, no, her presence is needed. And it's like, well, what the fuck do you think that means?
I mean, there's only one thing that it could be needed
Yeah,
for.
burning. It's for the burning.
Okay.
Oh, I have a rather controversial next note.
Go for it.
Dany could be Joffrey if she didn't listen to her good advisors.
Just because of the kill all the masters thing?
That, I mean, that's part of it, but if you, like, that's where it started. But if I think about it more, even now in, like, season 7, it's still them going, okay, please don't murder everybody.
Well, but
Can you
She
just not
was
murder
answering
everybody?
justice
think-
with justice.
Yeah, I think that part of that is when we have Tywin grilling Tommen about what it makes to be a good king, and they land on wisdom, And I think part of that is the wisdom to realize that if enough people tell you don't fucking do that, maybe you shouldn't do that.
Right.
And for the most part, Dany does. And so, yes, she could be Joffrey, but she never would be because she, like, listens to her
and
advisors.
that's exactly what I put. Like, I think she has the wisdom to listen, but she has that innate vengeance and wrath. Fire and blood.
She's a dragon.
Yeah,
she is a dragon. No, but I think she was trying to prove, like, her real justice thing. She said 168 or something children were murdered and crucified. So she's all like, all right then, 168 masters will be hung and crucified. Maybe it was a bit extreme.
I'm not talking about the masters. I'm talking about
taken over Yunkai or Astapor.
Yeah, because that's why there's the whole conversation with Jorah.
Oh,
he's like, she's like, go kill them all, and he's like, well, if Ned Stark had done that to me, I wouldn't be here to help you.
Well, no, she had some sex, and then she was in a delightful mood the morning after and said, all right, fine, don't.
Right.
Don't kill
and then, but there are other times that she has these, like, drives to just, I'm just going to fucking go in there and burn everything. And then everybody's like, no.
Yeah.
Just chill out.
Well, but, I mean, that also goes back to because there was so much inbreeding, they rolled the dice, or flipped a coin,
both.
and it was madness.
Technically,
or not.
they're both, you know, products of brother-sister love.
Jorah is?
No, Joffrey.
Oh.
Joffrey. I said Joffrey and Dany.
I'd
They're
forgotten
both
about
I
that.
don't think we need to waste time comparing Dany and Joffrey.
I had a note. I wanted to talk about it.
It's a very good note.
We got through a note. Moving on.
The Hound and Arya.
Yeah, I have the Hound's truth.
Oh, his little panic moment. Oh, and his little talking about his brother.
It's just as we start to love him so much that they're gonna kill him.
Yeah.
So that's that. You could just see the breadcrumbs happening.
That's fucked up.
It's just like, we like him, let's injure him and then lead him to his death. Sorta. And then play with your emotions and bring him back.
Brienne and Podrick and Hot Pie. That was a good scene.
Oh my god. I don't think we should tell anyone we're searching for Sansa.
Yeah.
He's like,
excuse me!
I have the rather pleasant adventures of Pod and Brienne.
Yes, they have so much fun.
Their scenes are so great because they add a little bit of, I don't want to say comedy, but, you know,
levity.
A little, yes.
It's levity.
It's just like silly, you know, Brienne's like,
Pod and Brienne are like Sam and Gilly. Like, it's just joy. Except less
except more frilly. It's like, oh, we're just.
Oh, poor Pod.
I think we deserve to treat ourselves to a meal at the
Y'all
nice
know Pod's
inn in the
gonna go
crossroads.
like,
and then she's like, but don't get drunk, Podrick.
You know,
setting
they got
the rabbit on fire. She's like, did you skin it? Like, what are you doing?
You guys know they've got like some Hodor levels of death ready for Pod. Right?
Oh, no.
We're not going there. No.
That's gonna be some seriously fucked up shit.
I am going to be devastated.
But
anyway,
yeah, like, you know how, like, I really feel that Brienne was more of like, we're staying at the inn tonight because I don't want you cooking another goddamn meal
you
for
are
me,
gonna
Podrick.
burn another fucking rabbit.
And they do meet Hot Pie, who tells them, hey, I don't know about Sansa, but Arya is alive. And this is the very first time that anyone has gotten any news since the end of season 1 that Arya is, in fact, alive.
Yeah, unless they've met her.
I mean, yes,
face.
aside from the Brotherhood and the Hound that have met her.
I think it's also really smart the way they're keeping, like, editorially, they're keeping the Hound and Arya scenes close in the spectrum to the Brienne and Pod scenes, so we know those two are likely to converge. The editing helps you out a lot like that.
Yes, because we now know that it's like, well, we know that after the Hound and Arya left the twins, they are making their way towards the Vale to.
That was a great scene where she just
get
laughed.
to it.
Sorry. Oh, that's later. Sorry.
All right. Sorry. Let's move on from that.
We have Oberyn.
Oberyn offers to be Tyrion's champion.
That's all we need, right, from that scene?
Yep.
From Brienne and Pod, you mean?
No, from Tyrion and Oberyn.
I have one thing here. The Viper story that he tells about
Tyrion's response to the Viper story. Just
right.
those tears in his eyes welling up.
That is the moment that leads Tyrion to pledge himself to the opposing queen and ultimately leads to the Field of Fire where he allows her to decimate his entire army.
Because he realized that, like, none of his family other than
Jaime. And I think that's the worst part is the one person that he's seeing vengeance go down on is the one guy that actually helped him.
Yeah.
It's not coming down on Cersei. It's not coming down on his dad who's dead. It's coming down on Jaime, who's the only person that actually stood beside him.
Run, you fool.
Yeah.
Or flee, you fool, whatever he says.
I think this moment, the Viper story, is where Tyrion, like that moment at the end, is where Tyrion understands the depths of Cersei's hatred for him.
Yeah.
And how long it's been.
Is that when Oberyn
deep.
was like, the first time I went to Casterly Rock, Cersei was like yanking on little baby Tyrion's cock?
Yeah.
Yes.
As
That's what Mark
Those
got
are
out
the
of that.
words.
Yep.
Those
No,
are
you're
the
right,
words that Oberyn said.
I'm just gonna drink.
Okay. Sansa making Winterfell. How fucking good is she at building goddamn snow castles?
I kept saying
The
she
fuck?
did not do that with her tools at hand. I have built both snow and
Shenanigans.
sand castles.
I call shenanigans.
And that girl did not build that, but I'm not
absolutely
complaining
not.
about how beautiful her little snowy Winterfell
The whole
castle
point
looked.
of this, though, is this is the last moment that Sansa is completely caught in the game. She is not playing it at all yet. And in the next moment that we see her, she is fully playing the game.
After this episode.
Yeah. I'm sorry, after
That
this.
is,
not
though,
this season
I will
episode.
say...
But the entire end of this episode
In
is
that-
Sansa not playing the game.
Yeah.
Caught in the game.
In that moment, that is the absolutely most beautiful shot of Sophie Turner in this entire series, is when Sansa walks out of the gates and the gate behind her and the snow falling around her.
That wrought iron gate that looks like a hallway.
And she just
Oh
looks
my
up and she
God.
has this like kind of smile on her face. That is the most beautiful shot of Sophie Turner in this entire series. All right, moving on.
Next episode, though.
No, it's
No,
not.
that's this one. She
Oh,
builds a
I mean,
sandcastle.
No, he's talking
Oh,
about...
he's talking
No,
about
no. Before she kneeled down, but anyway, Littlefinger comes down. He's like, "Oh my God, Sansa, I love you so much," and then puts his mouth on her mouth.
I want to know about the actors, because I still don't know if Sophie Turner was of age.
Yes, she
during
was.
That
She
shooting of that?
No, by then, yeah, she
Really?
was.
How old is she?
I don't know. Double
The
check.
fuck?
All
All right,
I
y'all
know
continue.
is
Whatever.
I'm very
As long
curious
as her
about-
parents were on set, it was totally fine.
And you can
for
tell
them to
that
make
Aiden Gillian is very like he
Hi,
is not
buddy.
creepily sexual.
No.
You can see that he's just like, we're doing this scene, it's happening.
He probably did thumbs.
Yeah,
like-
it actually literally looks like he did thumbs.
Which then
Like,
that's
I'm cool
fine.
with it. I'm fine with it. I mean, I still.
Oh,
There are people
We
at this
shipped
point
it.
in the show who are, I think,
I was
us.
shipping it.
We were
Yeah,
shipping it. At this
it.
point.
here,
Was
here,
that the
Audie.
whole
No,
Ramsey
I mean,
thing?
I was okay.
We were
hang
shipping.
On, hang
Okay,
on.
sorry,
I
we're
was
streaming
shipping
it.
No, here, Audie, come to me. Let me show you what the thumbs are. The
Okay.
thumbs are, oh, we have to do a stage kiss. So I do this. Put my thumbs on her mouth, and then I go like that.
That was very romantic, wasn't it?
That's
okay,
what the
you were
thumbs
shipping
are.
it.
I was shipping it, and I think especially after and in the next scene and in the next episode when she gives him that, when they have that look, it's like, oh fuck.
Well,
she
and then
is
in the last
the
minute,
goddamn game.
in the last minute where she looks at him and she says, "I know what you want." Like, that's the moment.
She's like, you
That is the
want
moment.
my...
And even though horrible things are going to happen to her next
Ginger
season
man.
that I do not look forward to watching again
I did
at
not say
all, she even during those horrible times, she is still playing the game.
yeah.
She's reaching out to people. She's trying to stay alive.
Who,
She's
Sansa?
playing Ramsey the whole time.
Okay, we'll talk about that later. 'Cause I
Fine.
don't fucking know. I
No,
don't
I'm
believe
up
that.
for this. She
Okay,
is playing
so
Ramsey.
then
Okay.
Peter kisses her. Liza gets the crazy eyes. and
Liza,
she's
no,
like,
they totally do a, all of the gays out there will understand the Sunset Boulevard moment where it's like the two of them there, and then the camera just goes, bing. Oh yeah, that's right. The crazy woman is standing up there,
Right.
just staring down at them.
So I'm gonna skip forward because I love the moment of like her, like Lysa being like, "I know what you did," and Sansa's like, "I'm so sorry, I smacked the shit out of your child."
Yeah, son.
And then Lysa's response is, "Don't play dumb." Like it's like
You
no.
whore.
She just said she smacked your dear child from
the child that she is
breast,
still
and it's like,
breastfeeding.
Ugh.
no, you kissed my man. And no,
Hold on,
it's
I'm
just-
trying to remember this exactly, but is this the time where Lysa basically spills the beans about
No,
what
she did that earlier with Peter.
She did it the moment that Sansa showed up in the veil. It's
Okay.
like, oh, Peter, you're here. Remember how you told me
Did
to murder
Sansa
my
see
husband?
that?
No.
Okay.
No.
Okay, got it.
Because he stopped her and he was like, only speaking of it makes it true.
Yeah.
So, I mean, this is the scene where she is like, in case I did not reveal any exposition before, in fact, Liza's last words are, I lied for you. I killed for you. Why would you bring her here? And then Littlefinger's like, I've only ever loved one woman
That
in
was
my life.
so boss.
He
though.
also-
Your sister.
I feel like
Wha-bam!
he like, it would be one thing to shove her. He like fucking, like just boom.
But
hits her.
he had like just the hottest like,
Pow! And then she's gone. Bye.
bye bitch, everything you have is mine. And fly bitch.
Bye, bitch.
Alright, we need
All
to
right.
move on because
Episode
we're still
8.
only on the 8th
Jesus.
episode.
It hasn't been an hour yet though. We started late.
The attack on Molestown is the first thing.
There's a nice little moment where Gilly only survives because she's hiding in the closet with her little baby. Egret sees her and just does a...
That's what I wrote as well, but I would like to take that a little further, and you guys are gonna think I'm thinking too much into this, but
Yeah.
I
Probably.
think Egret doesn't kill her because she recognizes her as a wildling. I think that they
No, I think it also has to
understand
do with the
each other
baby.
somehow. You tell me there's not one other hooker in that place with a baby?
But
I know, but you know,
Gilly
it's like...
looks
now,
so
now,
fucking innocent.
if Gilly came out and like had a weapon in her hand, was like, I'm ready to defend myself, then yeah, probably any of the wildlings would have killed her. It was just one single moment of mercy. It's just a mother and a child hiding in the closet.
It's just cool that Jon Snow's girl and
and
Sam's girl had a
Samuel's
little
girl.
girl
It's-
time
that is a good moment. We
together
don't need to think too much into that at
before
all.
blood was pouring down through the slats.
Okay, yes. And then we have, Grey Worm checks out Miss Sandy's
Ooh.
boobies.
I have
Yeah.
Grey Worm sort of boner.
Oh, if only you could have a boner still.
I
But
did
wait,
write-
did they
Danny
take it
wonders
all?
about Grey Worm's junk.
I'm
suddenly
still
become very
curious though. If when they castrate the boys, I mean, you kind of need the shaft part to do your actual.
Well, if it's
peeing.
based on history,
But if you're just taking off the balls, like, what do they do?
if it's based on history like Egypt and stuff, they would just take the balls.
Yeah.
The shaft remained.
The pillar
does-
remained,
becomes-
but the stones were
The
taken.
But it
pillar of the
becomes
stones. Thank you. I was
irrelevant.
trying to remember what Danny said.
It becomes irrelevant because clearly Grey Worm got skills.
Yeah,
that's
he can
all
do,
I'm saying.
He can get the job done,
He's
and
got-
that's
he-
what
Guess
counts.
what,
Many
boys?
things.
Even without your penis, you have
Many
lots of
things.
appendages.
Lots of appendages that do work.
Take notes from the
Sorry.
Knights of the Dragon.
And then so then we get like that also sweet moment between Grey Worm and Missandei where he's trying to apologize and she's like, "Nah, it's
And
good."
she's like, no, I'm glad you saw. I wish they played it
We all
a little
did.
better because whenever she first, she first saw him looking, she was like, oh no, cover myself. I kind of wish she would have, because
Let her
considering
hands down?
how her character reacts afterwards.
But
I
she
really,
does. Immediately after she
No,
covers herself,
no, not in
she
that scene.
stands up.
No, she covers herself, and then I think the scene ends. I would have liked to see more of a, not that I want to see her boobs or anything, but just kind of more of just playing a more of, oh, well, you're just
I think you
Grey
need to
Worm,
rewatch
you're
that
a
scene
unit.
because that's how it
No,
works.
she
Look.
stayed covered.
No, you see boobs. She stands up and lets him look.
But
and
then,
then
she
she
covers
covers.
Yeah.
herself
She
up.
gives him a good chance. She stands up for him to look. She was crouched down.
It's
she
all right.
saw
This,
him.
all right. This
Yeah.
is not important because she will.
She's into it.
She will
from the
give
beginning.
herself to him later. We know this.
In
all
many
consensual.
Also, he also manages to, in a very smooth way, being like, "Sorry if I got my dick cut off, but it meant I get to meet you." So,
Right, she kept trying to be like, what was your name before you come here? It's like, I don't care what it was. Grey Worm was the name that I met Miss Sandy.
okay, Ramsay and Reek.
Theon takes Moat Kaelin.
Oh, jeez.
So this was another
That
like
was rough.
heartbreaking moment. Oh my god, where he devolved back into Reek so quick.
Yeah.
As soon as someone like started to be in power, he was just
Because
But,
because
a
he was
beaten dog.
pretending to be Theon, and he just pretty much told the guys, he's like, "Hey, if you guys surrender, we'll show you mercy." And they were like, "Fine." They opened the gates, and then they were instantly flayed.
Here's the thing. Not one person, as much as we like to shit all over Reek, not one person in this show survives Ramsay longer.
yeah.
He is with Ramsay
Well,
for
I don't think
years.
we're not shitting on Reek. I'm like
Like-
it's
No,
devastating.
but
I
that's
mean,
one
in
of those,
general,
like,
they
maybe
people
death
shit
is
on Reek
better.
a lot.
Then
but
what Reek
he
suffers through.
survives and he comes back from it with proverbial balls. Like, where he's at in season 7 is fucking amazing, considering how many
Shit,
years.
I don't remember. We'll talk about it.
Yeah, no, he beats the guy
Right.
up, takes over, is gonna go
we're
save
gonna
Yara.
talk
Okay,
about
sorry.
We'll
it.
talk about it then. But here's what Theon did: is that Theon got the Boltons to claim Moat Cailin, and in return, Ramsay is given the name of Bolton.
Yeah.
I wrote down that
This is one of the most significant parts of the story in the future seasons.
I wrote down this moment begins the true reign of Ramsay. Like,
Yeah.
Joffrey died not 4 episodes ago, and now we get Ramsay in full power. He's been unleashed. Up until
Right.
now, he's been a weapon pointed in certain directions. But from now on, he becomes ruler.
I'm sorry, Ramsay should have fucking known. Not going too much into what's going to happen in the future, but Ramsay should have fucking known, especially since he just gotten a new wife that he just gotten pregnant. And he's like, oh, now I'm going to give my bastard his real name. You should have known that he was going to be hoping for power. Anyway, let's move on there. We'll discuss that later.
Ooh, fucking. Hang on. What do
Oh,
we have?
this is where
finally
Sansa.
plays
Yes.
the game.
Okay, sorry. I skipped
So
ahead.
Littlefinger is questioned by the Lords of the Vale. And of course, rightly,
is-
none of the Lords believe a goddamn word Littlefinger is
they're
saying.
like,
And then they bring Sansa forward, which they believe to be Elaine. But then this is, in my opinion, this is when Sansa officially learns how to
does she
play
get
the
this
game.
good at it?
She's been watching
She's been
Littlefinger
watching,
the
like,
whole
this
time.
is, it's kind of like,
I
this is her
guess.
first
like,
pop
but
quiz.
it feels like a flip was just switched.
No,
She's
no,
like,
this
okay.
is her first pop quiz on how to play the game
No,
because she starts by telling the truth.
The thing is, she's been lying about Joffrey. She lied about Joffrey for like a year. Joffrey is my beloved Joffrey. I'm here for Joffrey. I love my beloved Joffrey. I'm such a timid little girl that's going to do nothing.
Because she
Like,
knew if she said
she's
anything
learned
else,
to
she would
lie.
have been killed.
This
It's
is
like,
just the first
this is
time
the
that
first time we really have to
some
see her do
serious
it.
lying.
Well, it's the
But
first
she
time
lies
she's-
plenty of times before that.
I know, but it's never this like convoluted and
because
clever.
also she spent the last several episodes with Littlefinger, and I think, yeah, she was learning in King's Landing to do what she was doing, but then recently, ever since she left King's Landing, she's been like back and forth with Littlefinger, who is teaching her how to do it. And the way that she plays this, she starts by telling the full-on truth.
Yes.
She's like, I am Sansa Stark of Winterfell. Peter Baelish snuck me out of the capital to be here. And then blah, 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 blah. And then little by little, she starts bending it where she's like, but Liza was so depressed. She threw herself through the moon door.
Like, she is Sansa. Baelish has told many lies, which is probably true. She's been a hostage. Her only friend was Baelish. He protected. Like, it does start to get, like, more and more convoluted.
Well, and
until
it's
she's
not just that, but she says it even in season 7. I learned a great deal from her. She's also been watching Cersei. She had that all that time during Blackwater Bay, and also all this time she's been in King's Landing. She's been learning from Cersei,
who
is master liar, just the liar of liars.
It's like, so she's been learning
lies
from
all the lying
everyone.
time.
This is
Liar
just the
McLiar
first
pants.
chance that she has to really step forward and show it. And I'm gonna drink because then it cuts to Peter Baelish sitting there and going, God, there's a fucking boner.
And
and my
they
thing,
ship
he
it
is
so
so
much.
turned
I'm
on by watching her
He
lie.
tries, like, just that moment of
You
him.
can see him with
like-
his legs crossed, trying to hide it.
Trying not to smile, trying not to make eye contact, but then he just glances up and she looks at him and there's just a little smirk and it's just like, well, now we all have boners.
But this
like,
is
come on.
This is equivalent to kind of the same moment that Cersei had with him, where she's like, "Power is power." Where that was one moment where Peter had
Yes.
no control. This was exactly the same. He was completely at her mercy. She could have just
He
had
likes
him
it.
destroyed.
He's a secret
And
submissive.
I think, I think so. I think that this is the first moment that he becomes indebted to her, whether he's that kind of person or not. This is one of the moments that leads to him
Did
showing
you
up for
sense
Battle of the
that my
Bastards.
goblet was empty,
Hold
even though
on.
you can't see into it?
And I
Well,
know what
were-
you want. That's super sexy. And then, is this the episode where she walks down with her new hair color and all
Yes.
that?
And that dress.
Fucking and that necklace?
Oh, God.
Yes.
Queen.
She
Fucking
is-
queen.
Dark Sansa.
That's totally what
Sansa
it was.
of
Not to be
night.
confused with the
Sansa was
awesome
like,
Dark Phoenix
Sansa's
she's
like,
about to play.
I've learned how to play the game.
I am ready.
She knows now that she can control Littlefinger as long as she plays that, as long as she does little
does she know she's wrong.
Yeah.
Horribly wrong.
She knows she can flirt with Littlefinger now to get what she wants. But also, at the same time in the show versus the books, drink for the books, was that the thing was she dyed her hair a darker color
For the trip.
as soon as she was on the boat.
Yeah.
To be Elaine.
Yeah, so that no one could recognize her. It was kind of silly for her to dye her hair at that moment after she'd already revealed to all the lords
she's
of the
just
Vale.
such a badass. But they
no.
were also like, we will not tell your secret, child. So,
God. All right, we need to move on.
Okay.
Jorah and Barristan.
Okay. So here's the thing. Going back to what I was saying in the last episode, the last scene that we saw with Dany and Jorah was tell him you changed my mind. It was the most trusting that she has ever been, the most open that she has ever been with Jorah. She fully trusts him, and it is in this moment of wild abandoned trust that she learns he's broken it. And it took me a long time to understand why she overreacted so hard, but I think that's why.
Yeah.
It took her so long to find people she can actually trust. She's been betrayed so many times. She finally opens up to him, says, I trust you over my own judgment, and then she learns he betrayed her. Like, in that moment of vulnerability.
But, like, it's just so, it's so rough. Because, like, in one part, like, I feel for Jorah. Like, obviously I feel for Jorah, and I don't want this relationship to be over with because... I know.
Lord, friend zone.
But then also, like, everything she asks, like, did you tell him this? Did you tell him this? Did you tell him about my son? And the answer is always yes.
But it makes me angry that he's
no
not like,
way for her.
I saved you on purpose.
But he did. He said, but I still saved you, and now but how can you ever trust him again?
Yeah.
When he started that
I don't know,
way.
but she figures it out.
Yeah.
And literally, he saves her twice. She's like, okay, fine, whatever.
It is one of those, I mean, I kind of always felt like she should have given him a second chance, but at the same time, Daenerys has been betrayed before.
Well, this is one of the 3 big betrayals.
Yes, and
that she gets.
Well, yeah, in the books they hype up her betrayals a lot more.
Miri Mazdur, the witch, tells her does a prophecy
betrayed
for her
for blood.
Oh yeah.
It says she will be betrayed for love, for blood, and for money.
Okay. I know that we've talked about this 1,000
well,
times.
I mean, regardless of that, Daenerys does not take betrayals lightly.
And it makes sense that she would be angry, send him away.
She did not have him
be out of my face for a while, comes back in, still love you.
Makes the heart grow fonder.
Yeah,
we're cool.
Did not. I mean, and that did kind of show her mercy.
You did come help me out in face.
She could have had him killed.
Yeah.
Then and there, but she said, "Just I will not have you here or within my city." She was just like,
and nobody had to counsel her out of murdering him. So
right.
That was positive.
So it was just I banish you, go away, never come back. But
well, it was,
and it also.
But
left...
to be fair, she exiled him because she didn't even want him dead in her city. She did not want him in her city.
But also,
so she said, that's what she, in that moment she believes it.
I'm sure she was angry enough, but I don't think she would have.
No, but the fact that she just banished or exiled him as opposed to executing him says that she still has that slight bit of trust.
And he knows that's why he's trying so hard to get back to her.
Yeah. All right, moving on. We'll get there later. Oh, okay. One of the greatest memes in all of Game of Thrones history. So the moment that Arya and the Hound learn that Lysa Arryn is dead.
They're walking and having a conversation about killing people and how nice that is.
So the Hound looks confused. Maisie Williams starts laughing, and there's a little meme of that. The top part says the Hound is people who have only watched the show, and then the bottom part is Arya are the people that have read the books. So the Hound's sitting there confused, and Arya's just laughing.
Just her, I don't know. That scene is just so good because like she's just like, well, fuck it. I don't know what to do. Like what? Like this was the.
It wasn't that she actually found it humorous. Well, number one, she has never met Liza Aaron before, but then there's also just that
they keep getting there 3 seconds late. So when he says, "Oh, she died 3 days ago," had you been here last week, it would have been fine. But she died 3 days ago. So it's just like, fuck. Like, I missed the last one by 20 minutes.
I think that laugh, more than just being a meme, shows us how much Arya is growing up, how much she's toughening up. Like, you have to, I mean, the whole situation is funny, but at the same time, she doesn't know what's next for her after that. Like, is she fucking stuck with the Hound forever? Is the Hound just gonna abandon her there? Is like, what is gonna happen to her next? And she doesn't fucking care. She's like, whatever. I'm on board for the ride.
God damn it. She's like,
I'm gonna be fine. Whatever happens, I'm adaptable. So I think it shows us how much of a chameleon Arya is. Like, she can fucking roll with any punches. This is why
she is the greatest survivor in them all. And actually, once we get to the last episode, well, if she dies, she does. But I'm sure she'll die heroically.
You changed that pretty quick. I feel like you should drink for that. All right, fight time.
Hold, please.
What?
Yeah, can we just take 2 seconds and discuss why the fuck the whole cousin Orson thing is in there? Like, why do they take roughly 10 minutes of a scene for Tyrion to talk about his cousin squashing butts?
They're filling this season.
My question is, why is it here?
Because they wanted Peter Dinklage to win another Emmy.
Here are my questions. Why is it in here? Is it symbolism for the author? Is it symbolism for humanity? Is it symbolism for his sister? Or the dangers of inbreeding? Those are my questions.
I think what it is it's that last moment of, like, why was he doing it? Like, and he told this whole rambling story just to be like,
just smashing beetles.
I still have questions. Like, I still have concerns. I still have questions, and I'm gonna die and not have the answers to these questions.
Because Tyrion kept trying to ask him.
The stupidest one of them is this joint like, you know, he's just that's the first one that comes to mind because Jaime brought up this cousin, and so he goes off on that, triggers this, like, I still don't even know why he was smashing those beetles, and that's the least of the things I don't know yet. And so I think it was it's so culminated.
I mean, Tyrion's a lot about knowledge.
Yeah, and it's so culminated in him being, like, asking at the end of it, do you know why? Like, can you tell me why? Of Jaime, and of course Jaime can't. But that whole scene.
Okay.
Like,
so it's about his fear of dying.
It's not, his fear of dying, and also his very much his fear of dying, and his fear of, like, he wants to learn. That's all he wants to do. He drinks and he knows things, but he doesn't know everything, and he still wants to.
Okay. What you doing over there?
Fight time now?
I like that. Yes, I now have just the note.
Can I say when Tyrion's trying to give over an advice, he tells him to wear a fucking helmet at least. He's like, no armor, no, I can't move it. What about a helmet? That would have helped a little bit.
I would like to hide his pretty face.
I would like to point out that of all of the battles in this entire series, you will never see a major character wearing a helmet. And this was George R.R. Martin's only complaint about this series, is that why do none of the main characters wear helmets in their fights? And it's just plain and simple, because then we will not see the actors'
I think
pretty
it's dumb
faces.
that Jaime is the only one not wearing a helmet in the field of fire. Like, that's just
ridiculous.
Have to see his
this happens in continue watching every single. During the Battle of the Bastards, are any of the important people wearing helmets? But is every single soldier around them wearing helmets?
Yep.
Yes.
Same with Blackwater. Like, why isn't the Hound wearing his Hound helmet? Why isn't he wearing his Hound helmet when he goes out into battle? They show us that. I'm sorry. They show us that Hound helmet one fucking time. One time. Can
When he
we
rides
just get
into
that? Yes.
Winterfell?
Yo.
Can we get that helmet back, please?
Never again.
What the fuck
Helmet.
happened to it?
Never
We see the bull
There is
helmet again.
literally, there is literally a
Well, the
whole.
bull one, yeah, Gendry's helmet.
There is a whole story.
But we never see anyone wearing.
There
that
is a
helmet.
whole story about the Hound's helmet.
We never see anyone wearing.
Except for the kid who got killed.
We didn't even see him wearing it. It was just
near him?
laying
That's fucked
nearby.
up.
There is a whole story about the Hound's helmet in the fucking books.
Right.
There's chapters about
the
the fucking
books.
Hound's helmet.
Oh my god, we still have 2 episodes to cover.
Yeah, well.
I have no notes
Okay,
for the
all
Watchers
right.
on the Wall.
So I know no one else. All right, so actually, mind you, my Watcher on the Wall notes are much shorter
Yeah,
than the
I
other
think
ones.
I
It's all right. So
Faded off
I
into
started
the-
watching
Boom,
this
smash,
episode.
crash, ding.
I started
Those are my
watching
notes.
this episode,
Kapow,
and then the
Biff,
moment
like, what are you doing?
I took a few notes, and then my last note is the battle begins.
Let me
dot
find
dot
it. Hang
dot,
on.
and then even though I had seen
Big
the
old
episode,
fight is what.
yes, even though I had seen the episode before, I put my computer away. I set it down. And I'm like, I'm going to blare the volume, turn on the subwoofer, and just watch this badass
So,
episode.
I only
personal,
took notes for 3 scenes.
I do
personal
have a few
story
notes.
time. When I first watched Watchers on the Wall, I was in Romania, and we could not get our HBO Go to work there. So I had to learn how to, forgive me, internet, how to fake a proxy IPN.
You're one of those people where they're like, and it was Romania. And
Yes,
then it wasn't.
I was proxy jumping in order to watch HBO Go Watchers on the Wall. And then I went to go see my friend over there, and I was like, hey, let's hang out. We had some beers, and he's like, hey, we're going to watch episode 9 of Game of Thrones. And I was like, fuck yeah, we are. Middle of Romania, like, people, everybody all over the world watches Game of Thrones.
I am so
Okay.
glad that she found freaky ways in Romania to that, because shit, we're not to that episode yet, but when I watched the season finale of this episode for the first time, I was living in Reno
You got this.
by myself, and the moment I watched the season finale, I sat down and I wrote this woman a letter.
I got
An
a letter
actual
about Game of
letter.
Thrones.
That I hand wrote, and I said, I don't know if you have any way of watching this episode in your foreign country, but let me tell you all of the badass things that just happened.
I got a play-by-play. Okay, so
Anyway.
But
Watchers
moving
on the
on,
Wall.
sorry. Wait.
So John and Sam are on watch. They're getting ready for Mance. Sam wants
Yeah.
to know what it was like with Ygritte.
Oh my god, I love that. Sam's like, but what was it like to put your penis inside
And then
a
Sam is
woman?
like, Sam's like, technically we can fuck him. We can't marry him or have kids, but we can fuck him.
He
right?
called it out. He said, our
Except he
vows.
totally basically marries her and
He's
then
like,
has a kid.
our vows
He does it
only
at all.
say.
He has a kid, fucks her, and then marries her. I guess that's a way that
He
you can
never
go
marries
about
her,
it.
that's
No.
right. And it's not really his kid, so technically he isn't currently
He's fine.
breaking the
He's
rules.
fine.
He's great at the loopholes.
He has stolen a sword
Wait,
and run
no,
away from
their
Sam.
vows only
yeah.
say they are not allowed to bear children.
He
Samuel
doesn't.
has been, nor John, at this point in time.
Well, by
has
now
been-
he's given up his vows
But it
because
doesn't
he
matter.
died.
He's not part of this vows. Anyway, Samuel and John at this point broke no vows.
Yeah.
They have not fathered any children, nor have they married anyone.
And their ladies are both on the way. Ygritte and
It's,
Gilly are on their way.
oh.
Oh, Pip, open the fucking gate!
I didn't know.
This is when
I didn't notice Gilly sneaking by the fence.
Oh, yeah.
I never saw that before.
We're not in the woods. There's no more
The
scary
fuck
noises.
just
Okay.
happened?
No.
I didn't even hear
I'm
anything.
gonna try for technical
our
ghost difficulties.
Our automatic air freshener made a noise in the entry hall, and I thought it might have been Andrew coming in here. Actually, no. Oh, what? Oh, shit. No, where did my keys go?
Oh, shit.
All right.
Y'all, we a hot mess up in this bitch. Okay, so
Wait. No. Yes, you're right. I made the note, too, that Gilly just literally snuck.
yeah, she's like Pink Panther. These are not the droids you're looking
She
for.
literally, on the crest of a hill, stops. And then keeps going. Like,
But also later, when the battle actually
singing her own
starts
theme
and they
music.
do this big long shot, you see that the wildlings really were sitting there just on like the lower hill.
Yeah.
Of
How did they not see like the fire that they put out?
To
Like,
cook people on. What ifs? Clearly, we don't have any well, yeah, but the Night's Watch is all focusing over the wall. They haven't even considered that something's coming at them from
if
their
someone
side.
had been
No, Jon
listening
knows.
to Jon
Oh, that's
Snow
right.
telling
Jon
them,
knows that there are
hey
people
guys,
coming
there's
from that
people
side.
coming there. Except Alistair Thorne is being like,
Fuck
oh.
Alistair.
And Janos, that little bitch.
And fuck Ollie, just while we're at it.
Oh,
Fucking
I'm
Ollie.
drinking to that.
No, but we were saying this before. Sam's greatest moment, like, actually, this is why I'm wishing Andrew was here, because Andrew was saying Samwell's character arc is going so slow and blah blah blah. No, this moment where he walks up, he's like, "Oh, Pip, open the fucking gate!" He's like, "I've killed a White Walker."
Get your shit together.
This is Sam the Slayer talking. My balls have dropped.
Which, actually, okay, well, no, actually, we're still on that episode. I completely forgot until this rewatch.
He killed a Fen.
Samwell killed a Fen.
And
Oh,
someone,
I totally knew
forget-
that because Gilly says it to his dad way back in.
Right.
I mean,
I forgot about
forward.
Samwell Tarly. Andrew was
Time is
complaining that Samwell's storyline is not all that great. It's like, well, so far he's killed the first White Walker in 8,000
Better
years,
than Brands.
and now he's killed a Thin as well. So Samwell's doing really fucking well.
Better than Brands.
That's the last
We
note
had
I
only
have.
managed-
we
Manages to
had
kill
a,
himself.
We did have a random fun thought of who was Aemon's woman that he talked about that he loved because he had that whole
Probably
thing.
his sister.
Well, no, so
No,
Last night-
They're
just
Targaryens!
a pretty young girl.
he brought up
back
that
in
it could
the
have been
day.
Elena.
Oh yes.
How good would that be?
Yes, queen. I fully ship it.
Ow!
I ship it so hard.
I don't know
I'm
if the
for
ages
it.
work out.
Can make a note of that.
I
will. Well, I see that you made a note of that, but make more notes of that too. Maybe we can research that further because I'm curious now. Because at the same time that he told that story, Olenna was like, "God, I was good."
I was good, and I
She was supposed to marry a Targaryen.
was she really? No.
No, she was set to marry a Targaryen until the night that she accidentally wandered into the room of her sister's
Betrothed.
suitor, which was the Tyrell. So that she ultimately married and made her.
Interesting. It could be true. It was a.
Okay, just make a note for us to research that further.
I will.
All right. Anyway, so oh God, why do we go back to this?
What else you got, Kate? I think you're the only one with notes.
Okay, no,
They end pretty
I
quick.
I do have a note about this. What I'm gonna drink for this because this episode is so awesome.
None of us are making words anymore.
That's fine.
All right, what makes this episode so amazing is because it is the first time since season 2, episode 9, that they have spent an entire episode on one battle. Like,
And from then on,
yeah, like
there hasn't been one since.
Hard Home was it?
Hard
no,
Home is just the last, like,
we
30
will
minutes.
discuss that when we get to it. So far, at this point in time,
Drink, because Mark told us that's too far ahead.
God damn, I need more wine.
I ran out of wine.
We're gonna have to open another bottle.
This is the first episode since season 2 of Blackwater that
Right.
they spent an entire episode on just one battle. It's like we don't
Okay.
Yes?
Get thee to YouTube.
Shit, hang on.
care. What?
No, you keep talking, Mark.
Okay. Is that this entire episode has just been one battle.
No. K. Richard Jenkins is back again, and he said the editor was there first. E plus L equals J. And I hate him so much. Oh my God, I hate him. I hate him.
Wait, K. Richard, wait. E plus L equals J. What is that?
Because that's the R plus plus L equals J.
But that's E, not R.
Because it's the editor from fucking Sharp Objects that he will
You're
lord
really behind.
over our
Every
head.
time he stops by, he talks about the editor.
Fuck you, K. Richard Jenkins.
But please
Fuck
keep coming
you.
by.
And please keep coming back because I need my heart rate to go up sometimes, I guess. Fuck that.
It helps the body digest the alcohol.
Or just pull
K.
it through
Richard,
my
ignore
veins
what they're
more.
saying. I don't want you to go away. Please, I love your comments. Please
No,
keep
he
coming back.
have to go watch shit. He always.
Yeah, he has to go. No, True Detective is over.
Hello, K. Richard Jenkins.
K. Richard, I know
Welcome.
we're not talking about this, but I also recently watched True Detective, so send me your information on what you think it was.
Hi,
How
we're
did you
talking
think
about
it
Game of
ended?
Thrones.
Sorry, yeah, no, just send it to me in the comments. I'll answer you back in the chat. Okay, go ahead.
But thank you, K. Richards, for watching and commenting. All right, okay, no, I was saying what is so great about this episode is because they set up all of these long tracking shots. Like, they put up their set and they said, we're going to have one camera that is going to just travel around. First you
Beautiful
see John,
cinematography.
and then
Janice? No.
no,
It just travels across.
it's just a
Castle
long
Black.
tracking shot during the battle. And it is one of the most epic shots since the Lord of the Rings.
Yeah.
During the Fellowship of the Ring, where they
Oh.
had that camera that just traveled along the woods, and it starts with Aragorn fighting orcs, and it's that shot.
Or that whole fucking episode of House on Haunted Hill.
Or that whole fucking episode of House on episode 6 of House on Haunted
No,
Hill.
it was just one really long tracking shot that started with
Hill
John,
House
and
on
then
Haunted
you
Hill.
saw
No,
Tormund
Haunting of Hill
Giantsbane
House.
fighting through it. And
Haunting
you
of
just,
Hill House. That's it.
He's still
Yeah.
talking. Okay, yes,
Sorry.
continue. Sorry.
Yeah,
We're
no,
just talking
it's
about
that.
episode six.
That's what makes this episode so great. Is all of the long tracking shots, and that was actually what they had when the girl Ygritte was down there, and they're like, oh, we see the fire over the wall. It's time to start, and they like douse their fire, and then that's when you see how close their camp was.
Right, that's what I'm
to-
saying. They were right
to
fucking
the
there. How
wall.
did people not see that fire? Like, or like, like light from that fire? They were like
Yeah.
over a
Yes,
ridge.
well, that
I have
think
to-
we meant they should have seen that fire, but then but it's just that shot. It goes from their camp up to Castle Black, over the fucking wall, and then just up to that. That is what
Burning.
made this
For me,
episode.
the shot that made
so
this
epic.
episode was when the giant fires an arrow at the guy, pierces
goes
through him,
flying.
sends him flying, goes down over the wall. You can hear his clothes going smack right in the middle of the battle in Castle Black. That was freaking amazing. He knocked him over. His arrow went over the wall.
I think my favorite is the scythe. Like that.
Oh, that's a good
that's
one.
good.
The
That
scythe-
is just very
Jump the
good.
scythe on him,
because
boys.
you know they have a backup plan.
No, they can pull it back up and do it again.
Yeah, you can. Nobody's
They
getting
they
up that wall.
specifically say
Wait,
pull
wait,
it back
wait,
up.
wait.
Oh, the scythe is the backup plan. Got it.
Yeah. I'm like, hey guys, people trying to climb up our wall. Unleash this.
But can we also talk about, like, if we bring it down a little bit, can we also talk about the moment at the gate where Gren and his buddies are facing down the giant and speaking the words
Literally
of the
bring it
Night's
down.
Watch? Like, it's so emotional. And I mean, yeah, Pip's death is sad, but also slightly comedic.
My favorite
But-
thing about that is that it begins with all of them on top of the wall, and then it literally starts with people just constantly sending people down the wall. All right, you go.
Oh my god, it's like
I remember
Last night I got legitimately confused because Alistair was at the top being like, "You're a bunch of little cunts. What are you doing?" And then all of a sudden he's at the bottom. "You're a bunch of little cunts." And I was just like, "Wait, he was just how fast is that fucking elevator?"
It's not just that, but
Just
they
at the
keep
top of the wall.
handing the baton off until it's finally like,
At
And
the top-
yeah,
he's
And
this
then he's
random
just
guy
like,
who's standing there.
let's fuck shit up. Like that's all he
I
does.
guess.
Okay,
Like,
well,
it's
see,
like-
a note about Alistair Thorne that I would like to say.
He's a dick.
But he's also
All right,
a cool kid.
here's the thing. He is a dick We fucking hate him. But,
He
however...
has a code of honor.
However...
No, fuck him.
Okay, let me say the only reason we hate him is because he is a dick to Jon Snow
And Sam.
and Sam.
But like a vicious dick.
I'm not trying to justify him. I'm not trying to justify him at all.
I could justify him.
But I am
I
going to
need more
justify
wine
him
if
a
this
little
is.
bit.
I'm gonna
Like,
go get it.
I
You
mean,
talk.
no, I'd like to discuss this for a minute because this
I
seems
can't-
like an
I'm
appropriate time.
We're yelling.
Like,
I can hear you.
Sorry,
Okay.
sorry. Anyways, I'm gonna continue yelling because
Kate's
my
getting more wine.
drunkenness
Alright,
has
you do
reached a
your
certain
thing.
level of decibels. So here's the thing about Alistair. Yes, he
totally
is a dick
meant to
to
come
Sam,
down here.
but the explanation as to why he's a dick to Sam makes absolute sense. When he says, when you're out there in the cold, do you want a child at your back who can't fucking handle it, or a man of the Night's Watch? He's always about defending the wall and preserving the Night's Watch. He listens to his Lord Commander until the very end when he makes a terrible decision that he realizes isn't right. He is bound by a code of honor, and yeah, okay, he's not like friendly
Which
and huggable.
decision is that?
The decision
not
to
block
kill.
any time?
No, the decision to kill John. That
Oh, okay.
I believe that is the only wrong decision that he makes because you watch him in this episode, and he is refusing to fight. He is first in line with me now, men, with me.
Who
Like
is?
Alistair.
Wait. Hold on. Refusing to fight?
No, I didn't say refusing to fight.
You super did say refusing.
Did
to
I?
Fight.
Yes.
Roll back the tapes.
But I know what you mean. No, it's that okay?
No, I mean he
may
doesn't he fights.
Okay.
in
Yes. All right.
Sorry, am I not making sense?
No, I
We've
know what
lost
you
the
mean.
track.
I know what
what
you
you are
mean.
saying.
May I? All right. May I take over now? Is that no? Because I know what you were saying. Yes, he
You know what
is.
she was saying?
Yes.
Okay.
Okay, we need to all stop screaming a
Is
little
that
bit.
is that Alistair Thorne? He is a dick to Jon Snow. That is why we, the audience, hate him. However, I fully believe that everything that Alistair has done, he does it for the watch. I think because, and it is proved in this episode we're still on 4-9, right? Watchers
Yes.
on the wall.
We've made it all the way to 9, so I think we're doing
Yeah.
pretty good.
And
Yeah,
we're just
no,
now-
no, is that,
At
yes,
90 minutes.
because every,
7:30. Sorry.
Go ahead, sorry.
no, it's right, this is going on long as fuck. We don't care.
Yeah.
If you're still watching, then we love you. Please keep
If
commenting.
they'll watch it later,
If
no
you're
worries.
not watching, then whatever.
We don't really care because
We're still here drinking, screaming about stuff, so...
All right, no, is that Alistair, he is doing what he believes is best for the watch. I think he is a good leader because he started up on the wall, but then, you
He
know,
was
the
first
first
into the
time,
fray.
the first time in 1,000 years, oh shit, there were
Bad
things
video
happening
settings.
downstairs at Castle Black.
Can we just pause? Okay, Richard Jenkins, tell me if the video is bad because it says there's bad video settings. Anyway,
Oh.
continue.
Wait, what does he say? The scythe
He
is
says the scythe is the best ice wall weapon ever. Did you even see that the chain is spiked?
Yes.
So, like, it doesn't matter where they are on the wall, they're getting fucked.
Donald
Like, if
Trump
you-
is somewhere taking notes.
Oh, I need to tell. Well, I need to tell. it
No,
later.
Audie
Drink.
needs to drink for being thing. But
Here's the thing about Alistair and Jon, though. You have to remember what Jon came in as into the Night's Watch. Even Tyrion was like, you need to scale your ego back a little bit. Like, you were trained professionally. You have had all the, like, great things.
You're a fancy
yeah,
boy.
you're fancy boy. These kids are coming from literally nothing. Some of them have grown up in the gutter. They have none of the things you have. And
But
he
why
walked
would
in
he
big
be
balls
so-
of swinging. And Alistair was immediately like, well, this guy's cocky and an asshole, and I can't trust him. I can't trust him with the Night's Watch.
But
So-
he
Fuck
was.
Alistair.
But this is what I hate is that, you know, as few people as you get coming into the Night's Watch, here's one person that actually showed up.
With
I mean,
skills.
Yes,
fucking
he
skills.
showed
And
up with
ego.
skills. I mean, yes, he had an ego. He was kind of there for some sort of glory.
And very
whatever.
rebellious from the beginning. He was very rebellious against
So,
Alistair.
Kate
He
Richard
was-
Jenkins says, don't forget the reason why Alistair is at the wall. He was on the wrong side in the rebellion.
Oh, I completely forgot about that.
So
You're
thanks
correct.
for the reminder.
Yes,
Wait,
thank
wait,
you.
which
He's
rebellion
not just
is
the,
he referring to?
The
Right.
Greyjoys,
Oh.
right?
Yeah.
Greyjoy.
The Greyjoys. The Greyjoy Rebellion?
Which rebellion? There've been
Or
a few.
Robert's Rebellion?
I was thinking
he...
Robert's rebellion.
Oh, maybe. Yeah, maybe he was with the Targaryens.
Yeah.
Okay.
Because that's like the rebellion is Robert's
Yeah,
rebellion.
well, I mean, there's like the Blackfire Rebellions,
Well, or
and there's
we
the
could
fucking...
say, hey, Kate
other
Richard, which rebellion are
We
you
already
referring
specify
to?
Rebellion.
Roberts. Okay.
Got it.
Roberts.
So here's the thing about Alistair is, like, in this episode, you see why he is a good leader. Like, he's the first one to go down and fight against them. He does that
and
great
he
speech.
does have a good speech to it. He's like, okay, everyone, we're going to fight now. Let's go fight.
That's
Come
it
follow me."
exactly. That was
Pretty
word well
much.
written. That's why they
Word
are
for
award
word right
writers.
there.
I'm
Hey,
sure.
dudes, let's
Hey guys,
go.
they're hurting us.
Somebody's at our gates.
I
baby.
mean, no, Alistair, I believe he is a good person to have on the wall, but it's just the moment that John showed up, he is so like, I hate you, John. I'm going to be a dick to you, and because I'm going to be a dick to John, all of the audience is going to hate me.
I am team Alistair. I think he's trying to do the right thing. And I
do
think he's
think
kind of
trying to do
like Stannis. Anyway, we've argued about him enough.
We
Okay.
need to move on.
Let's move
Yes.
on to the children because a lot of fucking shit happens.
Are we done with this? Okay, big ol'
I think-
Ygritte dies. That's a whole thing. Fuck
Oh yeah, that was
Oh.
super emotional.
Fuck
I
you,
don't know if
Ollie!
I don't know, and like
Okay.
again, every time I watch these, I'm watching them anew because I forget so much fucking shit. But when John sees Ygritte, he just gets a big old stupid grin on his face.
She smiles back at him.
Which kind
But
of
you
a
know what?
grin?
I am way less emotional about Ygritte.
now that he's fucking Danny.
No, I don't care about that. During that episode, I was way less emotional about Ygritte dying than I was about fucking Gren. I think that's why Gren came out of my mouth. I was way more emotional about Gren fighting the giants and doing their
that's
Night's
right,
Watch
because John was
thing.
like, go down. No, it's one of those like,
Oh, that moment, like, I get
knew
goosebumps just now
because
thinking about it.
He like grabs his arm, he's like, hold the gate.
Yes, and
It
then
was like
and
they
then he
knew
says the
they were
exact
saying
same thing to the
goodbye
guys who
to
are with
each
him.
other.
Bunch of fucking rapists and murderers. He inspires with just the words of the Night's
Yeah.
Watch, and then like the last thing, like literally, it's gonna be on his fucking tombstone. He held the gate,
He held the gate.
like Hodor. He held the door. Gren held the gate, and it was super emotional.
Yeah.
And that got me way more
let's
than
stop
Ygritte.
holding entrances.
Various things for people. Just don't do any physically demanding favors for anybody.
Because you'll just die and it'll be sad and we'll be upset. Okay, episode 10.
The children.
The children.
I don't remember what happens first or last, but I do remember the gist of this.
So
Even
Jon,
though we watched it like 2 days ago.
so Jon Snow's going to get Mance, and then
Oh, yeah,
Stannis
yeah.
shows
That
up.
whole thing happens. Stannis shows up. This is Stannis on top. This is like first episode of Stannis swinging his big balls around. He's like, I got an army now, bitches. I'm feeling good. I got the money. Look at my new armor. Got a bunch of horses. Got my red woman. And
Did he
I'm going to
get money
conquer the
from
world.
Iron Bank?
Yeah, that's
I
the
thought
whole
they said
thing.
no.
No, they said yes after Davos does his speech. That's why Davos all of a sudden shows up with a roll of coins to pick up the pirate. Immediately afterwards. No, he borrows from the
Fucking
bank.
missed that.
Like, no. That's where he gets all the army and the brand new armor and everything. But I have to say, there's something really cool about the meeting between Mance and Stannis. Like, these two massive figures. And then Jon Snow standing there for Ned Stark. It's a great little...
I had thought that like Stannis got involved with Jon because he was already like not already Lord Commander, but already on his solid way. But no, it was because he is Ned Stark's son.
You may remember that right before Ned died, he sent a letter to Stannis saying, "You're the rightful king. I support you. Come to blah blah blah."
Yeah.
The whole reason Stannis is on this journey is because Ned Stark was like, "You're the rightful heir."
Ned,
So,
you're still fucking up, bud.
So of course he has respect for anybody who's like a Ned Stark dude. Like, you can just, sorry, I don't know, like a Ned Stark dude. I've been drinking. Okay, somebody else talk. Mark, say something.
I'm sorry, I'm still thrown off by my computer because this is what happens when you download antivirus software that's going to protect your computer.
Train for technical difficulties.
No,
No, we're not gonna be. Oh shit!
I've had so
You're
many.
gonna have a demon computer if you were fucking with it all the time.
Well, we have been like sending a lot of negative energy into it with a lot of bloodiness this week.
Energy. Fuck that. All right, are we on the children? All right, I'm sorry.
No. I don't know. We were
No,
just talking
the
about
children
Mance.
episode.
We were just talking about Mance and Stannis and all that.
All right. All right. So are we talking about season 4, episode 10?
Yes, that's where we are.
The children.
Yes.
So
we're
we're talking
there.
about, yes. Okay.
So we're starting. We already
Yes.
started talking with John
Yes.
to go see Manson and Stannis.
Yes,
Okay.
I know.
Mark's back in the game.
Manson
And we're back.
Stannis. Sorry.
Manus.
Antivirus software has been fucking up my computer.
Okay, and what happens after Stannis the Manus?
All right, I'll tell you what happens afterwards. So, I was saying earlier to Audie before we were recording.
I think Mark just had like an out of body experience. I think he warged into his computer to make it start working correctly, and now he's
Review the tape! Did his eyes go white? Did his eyes fucking go white?
because you just showed up.
I would like to say that I spent the last 4 days of my life out in the middle of the woods in central Texas. I have no idea where I've been. I'm trying to focus life now.
We've been drinking for 4 days
All
straight.
right. No.
Not me.
I want to say as to
No, go.
We're
go.
ready.
Sorry.
everyone's laughing
I'm just
at
drunk.
me.
I'm not laughing at you. I'm just drunk. Go.
No, honestly, to all of the Game of Thrones fan is that season 4, episode 10, The Children. I've always wanted to believe that it is the most perfectly crafted Game of Thrones episodes in the entire series.
Wait, what is?
Oh,
This
yeah.
is?
Yes, this
The
episode,
only
The
one I would
Children.
argue would be season 6 finale.
Okay,
That's the only one that I would argue.
Now, I'm not trying to compare it to other battle episodes like the previous ones, Watchers on the Wall or the Battle of Bastards or anything. Is that because every single character that we see, every single scene that we're about to go through, it is a roller coaster of an emotional ride. So we've already spoke about Jon talking to Mance and then Stannis arrives and whatnot, and then the next big thing we see.
K. Richard has had a few things to say. He said that Alistair was part of Sam's dad's army, I think, and hunted Robert while he was in hiding.
Okay.
Then he said Stannis the Manus. Okay.
No, yeah, that's what he's called on the internet.
Great.
People call him Stannis the Manus.
And then
Alright.
Red Woman eyeing John through the fire.
Oh, yeah.
Yes, I am about to get there, K.
The
Richard.
thirst was
Children
real.
aired on Father's Day. Now that's planning.
Oh, that's right. I remember that.
Oh!
I remember that.
I did not know that, K. Richard.
I like
I
that when K.
remember
Richard
that.
didn't know shit to watch, so he could just tell us stuff.
Yeah, I remember that. That's amazing that you
Oh.
say that. Yeah, that's fucking great.
Okay, anyway, back to
All right,
Mark.
so, I mean,
I would agree with you, but about the season 4, episode 10 being one of the greatest crafted, character-driven
I'll be ready
episodes.
to have this conversation at the end when we
Yeah.
talk about it, because I don't
But
remember
I feel
it
like,
well enough.
and I know we're gonna argue that this is later, but I feel like season 6, episode 10
We haven't
very
gotten there
much
yet.
mirrors
we're
it.
not there yet.
Drink.
It very
No,
much mirrors
when-
it in everything important is happening literally
Okay,
every
great. We'll
second
talk about
of
it
the
when
day.
we get there.
When I say
In 2
it
weeks.
is the most perfectly crafted episode to date on this
All right,
series.
so let's talk about
But
the
I'm
fucking
not
episode.
Okay, it's okay.
We did man it. We did
Okay,
What's
so
next?
I was trying to say
Qyburn and Pycelle.
yes. So because it begins
This is
with
when he turns the mountain.
this is when we really see Cersei
That's right.
develop an interest in Qyburn. She's
And in
hated.
science.
She has hated
Pycelle.
Grand Maester Pycelle
'Cause
for
he's
a
a little
long time.
old
Well,
lech.
and-
He is an old lech, and he can't be trusted and blah blah blah. But not only did Qyburn save Jaime's, I mean not his hand certainly,
But his
his
arm.
and then he helped develop the arm, and then now like Cersei's biggest claim to power has been the mountain. And it's like, well, the mountain's not dead, but
Pycelle is writing him
Pycelle
off.
is like, fuck it, let him die. But Qyburn's like,
I can work with this.
yeah, like I can.
I have to say it's really interesting, like how far the relationship between Qyburn and Cersei goes in a way that you don't really expect it, because he literally becomes her main confidant. If you go back and you look at the book, she's got several people like the Kettlebacks and the Osborns and all these other people.
She's saying words
King's
I don't
Landing.
remember.
There's just other families in King's Landing, other people that are helping her out.
I'm gonna drink because
But
I feel
they
like this
have.
is book stuff.
I did reference a book. But they combine all of that in the show into Qyburn, and Qyburn becomes everything to her from now on. He is the one who keeps coming try to save her from the Sparrow. He's the one who's there to help pick her up after the Sparrow does what he does.
Literally to have her picked up.
He becomes her hand. He is the person who helps her develop the Scorpion.
We're not there
He
yet.
is her number one dude. And then this is the moment where that relationship is forged, and I find that really interesting.
Yeah, because in that scene when Pycelle wants to just let the mountain die,
Fucking
Qyburn's
Pycelle.
like, oh, we could probably save him. And even though Cersei's sitting there with, the fucking handkerchief to her nose, but she's like, can you save him? He's like,
insults.
and he's like, well, his personality won't be the same. But she's like,
I don't fucking care. Is he gonna be stronger?
right? Like,
Yeah.
it's all about his strength. If Qyburn says that he can save his strength, and Cersei's like, fuck it, do whatever you need to.
Okay, what's
Come to
next?
me whenever you can.
We're
next
rambling and we're getting
on.
close.
Is Tywin and Cersei have to still marry Loras, and then she's like, nah, bitch, or I'll unleash the holy grail of secrets. And he's like, what now?
Audie, you talk about that.
So I have I think my question for this is, and I have two possible questions. One is, and I think the answer is he didn't. How could Tywin have possibly not known? And the second one is, how is he so good at like that face that he has, where he's like, what?
I
are you
think
talking about?
he
Like,
legitimately,
he's either
even
in such
if he
fucking
heard
denial.
Denial.
So you
I
think he legitimately thought it wasn't true?
I think he legitimately
No.
denied it and refused
In
to
his
believe
heart?
it true because
I like how he's like, talk about this, Audie.
Joffrey and Tommen. What?
I like how you were like, talk about this, Audie.
Oh, sorry. I'm not trying to put my hand over her face, but I did.
No, go ahead.
No,
Can I have a wolf?
is that because I've had this conversation with Andrew as well, is that I believe Tywin legitimately
I just wanted it over here.
believed that none of it was true, because his only claim to power now was that Joffrey and Tommen were his legitimate.
Okay, now back to me.
Go.
I think Tywin, in his deepest heart of hearts, knew it was true.
Yeah,
because he's an
probably,
astute
yeah.
man.
And
he
he's
knows
known them since they
what
were
the
born.
deal is. But if he even breathes those words aloud, his entire legacy is dead, which is exactly what she says to him.
Yes,
I will destroy and burn this whole house to the ground repeatedly.
This one? Oh.
This is now where it begins of Cersei threatening to burn
I will
things
burn our
down.
house to the ground
Yes.
before I let that happen.
She's just like, this is where her burning,
This
her
is
arson.
like, I feel like every
is
time I rewatch
rising.
this, it's just gonna be like, she ain't lying. Like, she's not.
It's truth.
Don't-
It's truth.
Don't fuck with that bitch.
She will burn everything.
Bitch is crazy. Wildfire all over the place.
But we
Anyhow,
love to watch that
but
crazy
I have
bitch.
to say, that scene is so exceptional. We were watching it literally like a night ago or 2 nights ago. It is so exceptionally crafted between two amazing actors. That look of pure ecstatic, mad joy
She
When-
goes
that
nuts.
is in her
when she goes up,
face.
she's like, "Your legacy is a lie."
Yes.
And
This
she's just
She's
so
smiling.
happy
I
in
think
the
this-
worst way.
This might be like the first time where we see her like.
Oh yeah, this is the first step into Mad Queen
Yeah,
right here.
like she's been
Because
like,
up until now,
power
Tywin has
hungry.
kept her. Tywin has kept her under control.
And she even says that. She says like, you always think you're gonna win, but this time you will not. And
Yeah.
that's just her starting with like, I'm not fucking marrying Loras.
Right.
You think I will? I'm not.
I would like to say that Lena Headey, as many Emmy nominations as she has had,
She should have won one of these
throughout this
for
series.
This
I feel her greatest moment was when she went up to Tywin and said, "Your legacy is a lie."
It's the closest you've ever seen Cersei
She
to
was
being happy
literally up in his
until the moment
face.
that she blows up the Sept of Baelor. Like, that is the next time that she's ever happy. But I have to say, like,
Your
this
legacy is a
this
lie.
look on her face betrays how long she's held on. Like, I sometimes have to wonder, because I think a lot about the psychology of Cersei. I think she's one of the most psychologically complex characters on the show. And to imagine, I sometimes wonder if she fucked her brother partly because she knew it was a horrible thing to do her dad. Because she knew she would have this power that one day she could hurt him so bad with. Because I don't think she ever loved Jaime.
What?
She never.
No.
She is incapable of love.
No.
What has she ever sacrificed for Jaime?
Kate and I are disagreeing with you.
She is incapable of love.
Well,
Literally,
no.
She
Sure, you
uses Jaime. Jaime is another pawn for her. She
think-
uses her sexuality
I
and
think
her
the
love.
two don't have to be mutually exclusive for Cersei. I think she is crazy enough that she can be, because, like, she says, like, she's even, like, you know, we were intertwined in the womb, like, we've been together forever. I
yes.
think this started as a childhood exploration into sexuality and
But
just
she's
continued.
using that.
And obviously she uses that because she knows she's told Sansa the most. She's the one who said, or is that, doesn't matter. She knows her pussy's powerful. So.
I'm not saying she doesn't know that she's powerful. I'm saying that Cersei herself is a psychopath and she is incapable of producing the feeling of love.
She has love for her children.
I think she has love for her legacy.
No,
because she tosses Tom into the fucking garbage in no time. She's like,
blankets
bye.
All right. Wait. Make notes of this. I think we could finish the talk, and then this is a whole.
No,
Let's just go.
Come on.
Go, Kate. Kate has her hand raised. Go.
No. So in the next fucking scene,
Entire Comic Palooza panel right here.
right? In the next fucking scene,
Watch
she
this
says,
at
"I
Comic
choose
Palooza.
you," and he's like,
Houston,
"What about, like,
May
you know, everyone will
2019.
know."
No,
Everyone
that was
will-
amazing, Mark. Sorry, go.
Okay, she says, he's like, "Everyone will know," and she says, "I don't care. They're too small to see."
Yeah,
Like-
because that's all it is. For her, Jaime has never even been a real person. To her, Jaime is just a way for her to enforce her will through a man because she cannot be a man.
I mean,
he does everything for her and she does nothing
God, I can't-
for him. What does she do for him that proves love? One thing that she does for him that proves love, other than giving him a blowjob.
Wait,
that's pretty good.
No, that does not love prove. I attest to that right now.
Okay.
I
also fair.
I really want to interject on this argument, but I
Yes.
say let's finish up this episode and
Fine,
then we
fine.
can continue that argument.
Fine.
because-
What's
Why
with the
not?
rest?
We've already been here for 2
Yeah,
hours.
let's just argue about it now. What do you have to say about it?
Is that
Okay, anyway. So,
Danny
fuck that,
learns
that's
that
bullshit.
Drogon killed a human child.
Oh, yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh, man. Now we just
then
went...
We can by all means
just
continue.
crashed.
All right.
Oh, that was hard.
So this is
Then she
what
puts her
I
babies
love
in the
about this episode is that
blankets back
every
on.
single fucking thing that happens is an emotional roller coaster.
That's true.
So yes, Cersei had the very last moment she would ever
back to
have
this-
with her father, and then she was so turned on
Yeah.
by it, she went and fucked her brother, and then it cuts to Daenerys.
That was an important pause. What the fuck?
Yeah, I think he burped.
Yeah, no, I know he did, but it was just
Wait, no, I actually, truth is, I lost my place in
Yeah.
my notes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. So then we have.
No, so Dany learns that Drogon has killed a actual human child.
Well,
Yeah, and it's super sad that she locks up her dragons, but ultimately unimportant to the plot.
Your mom's not important to the plot.
We're talking about
Hush.
how emotionally...
She has her hand raised.
Like, emotional this episode is. That scene starts with some guy being like, you took my livelihood from me, and now I don't have a place.
Oh, that scene.
Hang on.
Oh, it's
like,
so good.
You don't have
That's
a you know, you haven't given me a thing to do. Like, I don't have anything to do.
Oh,
I don't have a place to live.
The old man who was like...
finish. Yes, I'm talking. Like, I'm literally saying what you're going to say.
I
Don't
was
interrupt
agreeing
me.
with you!
So, and then he says, like, I just want to be able to have my old job back, whatever that looks like. And she says, okay, like, she does this amazing thing of, like, you can have a contract that lasts for a year. Like, she solves a problem and she kills it. Yes. And then the next thing, like, so you're like, hell yeah, Danny. And then someone's like, look at these burnt dragon bones. And she's like, fuck.
Okay,
like,
can we talk about how
roller coaster of emotion.
Can we talk about how they picked the most pathetic, thin, adorable looking
waif
little
of a man
to just be like, I don't understand. My baby's dead. Like, oh God, where did you find this crumb of a human being? It's so painful. It's so painful.
Okay, I would like to point out, if the actor who played that person is watching now, she is not calling you a
Your
pathetic
acting was
human
fucking
being.
phenomenal, and it made me feel a lot of things.
It was played very well because he was like, I don't understand what she's saying. And Miss
And you can
Sandy
see
was
how
all,
terrified he is of her.
Miss Sandy is just like, you may approach, and he's just like, my little girl, and he literally just like lays on the bones.
The
of
second
his
I
little
saw
girl
them
in front of her,
the second I saw them fucking sheep or whatever in the second episode or first episode of the season,
Well, and the kid,
I was like, "There's gonna be a human in that next."
No, the kid was sitting there as Drogon rose up, like he was throwing rocks over the cliff, and then Drogon showed up, and then the next scene was. So I think that was one of those where it was
like a fake out.
There were some scenes where they like to fuck with the book readers, and that was definitely one of them because we
know it's coming.
Goats. Dragon, and we're like, oh fuck, it's already to the kid, and they're like, no, goats. It's like, oh shit, okay, good. We're not there yet.
Yeah, but this is, oh god, and moving on to Dany locking up her dragons, like it's like she's locking up her feminine power.
I always kind of fast forward through that scenes because
it's so painful.
I want to raise a toast to. I know that those dragons are purely CGI, but
I have a lot of feelings for them.
Sound designers that come up with the saddest, most they're like, Mama, why are you leaving me here?
Kay would be like, no, just get out. Come on, eat whatever you want.
God.
Eat all the kids you want.
There are plenty of them.
I want to raise a toast to these sound designers who came up with those
and the
pure,
CGI
like,
designers,
the dragon,
all the people really who made
the
us
little
feel
dragon
emotional
babies
feelings,
screaming out, "Mama, why are you
dragons.
leaving me here in this?"
Okay, what's
catacomb?"
next? Let's keep pushing.
John and Tormund chat about Ygritte.
Yeah. All that happened.
That was emotional.
Wait, they
Bran.
fucked? What?
No. Drink?
No. Drink.
All right.
Okay, we gotta get through this. We're at 2 hours.
Bran and Jojen are walking through the blizzard. That's kind of a big moment. Yeah.
Oh yeah. Jojen kicks it.
Yeah.
We meet the children for the first time. Completely different visual aesthetic than they have in the next season, the sixth season.
It's all the
The sixth season has a totally different visual. Honestly, I do wish they had stuck with the original visual aesthetic of the children instead of what they come up with later.
You like the smaller ones?
Yeah, I like the more child-looking ones. And just
well, they should definitely be shorter than them. That's for sure.
But
I'm not against the look that
it was a good battle. It was a great intro to the Three-Eyed Raven. It's not a big.
I was upset. I was I know this is the third time I've watched this, and I'm still like, no. Oh well, I just get upset about everybody dying.
Yeah, I know. You have the feelings.
I have a soft heart.
I only have so many emotions
you watched
to
the show
give away.
called Game of Thrones, and you got upset when people
drunks.
died.
Mark's drunk when he can't form words.
Right?
Now I can't form words, so clearly
right,
I'm there as well.
Okay, Jojen dies. We get the whole thing of Bran will never walk again, but he will fly.
Yes, which he does do later.
He meets the Three-Eyed Raven number 1 because number 2 is different.
But does that mean? Sorry, I'm gonna bring it up.
That he gets in a dragon? No, I think it means the ravens that he's been warging into.
He's just gonna.
He's been using the ravens everywhere. That's his flight.
All right, fine. Audie says he's just flying.
All right.
I don't think he's getting in a dragon, but if I am
dragon.
wrong,
Well,
I
no,
will
because
finish my drink
what
in season
about
8.
the Night King dragon, Viserion?
We
who
got
died?
some shit to go through.
Yeah,
for
that'll
this.
be in our predictions
Great.
episode.
Great. So, Brienne and Podrick lost their horses. And then this is one of those where, like, I don't know if we get. There are so many scenes early on, like in the first half of Game of Thrones, that I'm not sure. And again, rewatching it, maybe we still get these, where it's just like they take so much time on pointless shit. And so this is one of those where they're just like bickering about what the fuck happened to the horses. And then that whole thing of like Arya's just like, stop shitting, there's people coming. But he doesn't show up for a while, so Arya just stalls. She's like, sup. Like,
she's like,
totally
you
stopped
can
still.
Shit
Who are you?
later.
And
What are you
then
doing?
my two
and they
favorite,
just have this like awkward like, who are you though?
my
Oh
two
my
favorite bands
God.
of duos meet.
Yes.
Like they are all having their own special adventures.
Oh my
And
God!
that's-
All right,
and
we have.
there is also this lovely moment of Arya being like, hang on, you're a big lady. Why you got armor? Why you got a sword? Who taught you? Why are you doing this? How are you a lady fighter? What are you doing? And how can I? Like, she's just like, hang on.
Yeah,
Okay.
and then that leads to
Yes, everything that Kate said, I really think this is one of the many reasons I'm gonna pat Kate on the head that we think.
Kate said it. I'm gonna say it better.
I cannot wait to rewatch this because not only is he saying he's gonna say it better, but then he's not saying it. He's just lost in prepositions at this point.
Well, I'm not saying it now.
We don't even know what it is.
All right,
I've steamed up my glasses.
during
Hang
this scene, yes, when Arya and Brienne
on.
encounter each other, like Arya handles that situation so perfectly. It's like they are at the place they're living in. It's like people coming.
Oh shit! Hang on.
You can shit later.
Oh, did you say something
Cersei
else?
loves her children, and Jaime, like a glutton, loves her lunch.
Yes. Thank you. Thank you. Yes. That is a beautiful metaphor, my friend.
Okay, and then he goes off the fucking rails again and said, did Drogon kill the kid, or was he set up? And by who? Editor. Fuck
Of
you.
course he was.
Oh, but then he super chatted
Oh,
us.
thank you. All right, let's drink to K. Richard because he gave us.
Oh wait.
He gave us some money.
Oh, didn't he give
Thank
us
you,
money?
K. Richard.
Dany is queen. Anyone her dragons eat are taxes. Get over it. Yes, that is very good, and I like that a lot.
Kay will do anything
You
not to
know
have to lock her
what's the
dragons
and then
up.
he said Drogon was a teen living thug life. Dany is queen. Dragon meals are taxes. Get over it. That's why you
Love
paid us,
it.
because that is an
Love it.
important
Okay.
statement.
We need to
You know
write
what?
that down
K.
and put it
Richard,
as a
I'm not
status.
against
Yes.
that, so.
We're gonna be sharing that on our Facebook, K.
Absolutely.
Richard,
That's
because
fucking-
that
let
is
me just
genius.
Take a picture real
Yeah,
quick.
just
there.
and we'll put it on
Well,
our Facebook.
actually, K. Richard, what I love about that is that because all of our talk back, where we're also discussing the future of where the series is going.
Except when he yells, "That's too far ahead."
Well, because people like you and Andrew, who's
Like
not
to
here.
encompass the entire. Okay, what else do we have in this episode? We are off the rails.
Brienne
You're
in the
texting, boys.
Fight!
Brienne and the Hound. Oh my God!
Slutty
One
19.
of the most.
He is watching.
No, that's not a thing. That's totally not a thing.
All right, take my wine from me.
Okay.
Wait, this is
Brienne
how you
and-
introduce us?
Yep.
Here's what I absolutely
This is
love
one of our worst
about
moments.
this episode was that it's
Why don't
because
you,
the
chat
Hound
with us?
is there with Arya, and then there's Brienne who's been
He's still on this.
searching.
No, I'm
Shut
just
up!
giving you shit. Just go.
Talk! Fucking talk!
Ah, is that they both pull their swords only halfway out? It's like they're like, wait, are we about to fight? And then Brienne and the Hound have the most epic battle.
And it is. I did not remember how fucking vicious this battle was.
Because
shit.
like they both pull out their swords, but then after a few minutes they both lose their swords, and it's just
they
like
just fucking grab
hand
rocks,
to hand.
like just
brutal shit.
all the punches, all the
they
punches
start,
she
like,
takes, she has a fucking
punching.
rock in her hand.
I have to say, like, I am so
She,
impressed
like,
with
reaches
a
out, she just, like,
supermodel for
bites.
being able to do this.
She like bites his ear off.
I can't
picks
believe
a
a
rock up out of the
supermodel
ground,
is
starts, like,
able to do this.
bashing
Okay,
his
calm
head.
down.
I don't know what I did to get all this.
The
You're right in front of
supermodel-
me. So
I can't believe
just,
that a supermodel can do this, first of all. Second of all, this moment is only made 10 times sweeter. Like, this moment used to be a really sad moment for me. But now, after season 7, it is a really happy moment for me. Like, it's like, yeah, this is really bad, and they're doing horrible things to each other, but one day they're gonna be friends, man.
Are they friends?
They are sort of friends. They are smiling at each other. They
Great.
smiled at
Come
each
on.
other and they were like, yes, we will co-parent Arya if needs be.
Yeah.
Like,
Yes.
that's it. Gendry's going to have a meeting with Brienne and the Hound before they before he takes her out. Okay, next. So the battle is
and then we
great.
have that Arya Hound moment where
Kill
he's-
me.
oh my
and he
god.
goes through like
Yeah, he like...
you should go with Brienne. So for the first thing he does is tries to convince her. He tries to secure her safety. Is the first thing he does, and she won't do that. And then he says that like she won't last a day without him. He's like, whatever, I'll last longer than you. That's fucked up. Then he tries to goad him. He tries to goad her into killing him by saying bullshit about like what he's
About
done,
Sansa.
about Sansa. He could have raped, like all this shit. That doesn't work. So then he's like, "You want me to beg? I will fucking beg." No, nope. I'm gonna steal your money and go.
That is what makes this the most brilliant episode of this entire Game of Thrones series, is because yes, so many things could have happened there. This was also the first episode.
I would argue that.
This was.
This is how Mark deals with with opposing viewpoints in the face. Because he deals with things I don't like. Hang on.
If I just
I don't like this.
If I just push her face out of the camera, nothing will happen. Okay, wait.
Anywho's.
No, hold please.
Holding.
I've been saying this to her all weekend. Just hold please. God damn it, you made me lose my...
Yeah, that's how I work. Anyways, so that happens. What's next?
Tyrion in a cell. Jaime helps him escape.
Yeah, and
And
Varys.
I know it was Jaime comes and gets him. Yes, Varys is there, but we don't see Varys until later.
But he does say, Jaime says, Varys, you have more friends than you thought. Who is helping you? He asks him, who is helping you? And Jaime says, Varys, you have more friends than you thought.
But so then I didn't remember that lovely embrace between Jaime and Tyrion. I
It's
didn't
the
remember
last
that.
moment they see each other.
There's like a hug and
Until
a kiss.
season
That is so
7.
cute. Yeah, like, right, like, I mean, I've never had
Feelings.
a brother. So, I mean, I get like, you know, like, oh, we're gonna hug, and that's everything, but for, like,
Okay.
a man to kiss another man...
Okay,
as a brother,
so
like,
now I have a bone to pick with this supposedly perfect episode.
Okay.
Because in the books, I believe that is the moment that Jaime tells him that everything was set up or something, or that maybe it wasn't set. I don't know. Something is revealed.
What are you doing?
Something is revealed about Tysha in that moment. Tysha, the
original whore.
Yeah, the original whore is
OG whore.
The reminder of that is what causes Tyrion to go up to his father's chambers. In this episode, there is no reason. There is no explanation. There is no moment where Tyrion's like, I'm going to think about this for a minute because it's probably not a good idea. He's just like, la-di-da, going to go see my dad. Like, why? Why?
And I also remember, like, obviously they don't show
the thing that he saw the stairs that went up.
No, he
into
didn't.
The tower.
No, he goes and he looks for them.
No, those are the stairs to his escape. He then goes, nope, bite, and he goes the other way.
Yeah, there was
'Cause
no
remember in the
explanation
book, like,
about this.
I also I remember in the book it was such an awkward thing because Varys came to. I don't know if Jaime came to get him or not, but Varys was walking him through the tunnels, and Tyrion was like, "Hang on,
Hold,
climb, climb,
please."
climb, 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 climb." Climb, 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 like just for fucking ever. Murder, go back down. And Varys is like, "You fucking done? Like, I've had to have taken like 2 or 3 hours."
Right. Varys is just
Varys
like, I've
is
just been
at the
sitting
bottom
here
of this goddamn
cleaning
ladder.
my sleeves of junk. Been throwing out mint wrappers. Anyways, okay, so that, oh man, that whole thing with Shay, I have to say, as emotional as that scene is supposed to be, bigger people fighting with smaller people always makes me laugh. Because physics. And I don't feel like necessarily physics played into that. Like,
Well,
I feel like she
super
should have
did.
had enough strength to knock him off of her.
She would have.
She could have just flipped.
No,
Literally just flipped.
because he was using all of his, and she's like not a big woman, and he's a
She literally, all she had to do was throw her feet over her head and come down on the other side next to him.
she could have gone that way.
Like, what? Like, literally, that's all it would have taken. It was a little...
But I also think she was,
I wish he would have,
shocked.
hit her in the head a little bit. She was ready to fucking fight. Her first thing was to pick up a knife and get ready to fight.
That's the one thing that if... Not that we were trying to justify Shay's right to live.
Fuck Shay.
Fuck Shay. Ding dong, the bitch is dead.
But no, it's...
Sansa's way better for you, Tyrion.
Just to backtrack a second, K. Richard Jenkins says, bite off an ear, kicking the privates mutually, because both the Hound and Brienne kicked each other in the crotch. What else do you need for friendship?
Nothing.
God,
Those are the basis of a good friendship. That's
was,
how I met Kate.
Yeah.
No. What?
You don't know, but Kate and I are hiding a broken, ripped off ear under this hair.
I don't know what Kate and Audie are saying to each other.
Just crotch kicking. What's wrong?
And ear biting.
No. I'm trying to. I'm trying.
What happened?
He has been drinking a bit. Okay.
I'm trying to agree with K. Richard that yes, both the Hound and Brienne did some kicks to the groin area. Oh god, the worst one is when the Hound kicks Brienne and she's like, oh! And then she gets up and does...
Tyrion kills Tywin, and that's a really great scene. You're no son of mine. I still don't think that the show is going to go with the 3 heads of the Targaryen situation, but that exists. And then we get my favorite ending of any season, which is the music playing and Arya sailing off towards Braavos.
Like,
that is my favorite season finale.
Also, just
even more than the dragons in the beginning in the first season.
She's so coy about it. I have a coin.
When the guy's like, Valardo Hyris, you will have a cabin, I was like, fucking Arya forever.
Well, but even like the way that like she is so, as soon as he says Bravo, she's like, oh, this is my path. Like, this is clearly where I'm meant to be. I have a coin. It's not silver. It's steel though, or it's iron though.
Iron.
Well, and it's also that moment where she's like in the back of the boat. She's looking at Westeros. She's like, goodbye, my family. Goodbye, who I was. Goodbye, everyone. And then she runs. And then she runs to the front, and the music builds. And look, I'm getting goosebumps just talking about it.
Because
I would like to bring up a point that is
the only Arya season finale.
What?
It's the only Arya like final season moment. Most of them are Dany. Most of season finales are Dany. What is it? Lord Frey. Lord Frey, you're here? I thought you were baked into a pie, you asshole. No, just kidding. We love you. Thank you for joining us.
He says mutual shots to the privates are the foundations of any good relationship. Just saying.
I agree. This is an initiation into the Knights of the Dark Watch.
I heard him say mutual shots. So we will all drink to him.
Even though we all just drank to Lord Frey, and I have feelings about
Lord
that.
Frey not.
No,
I hope you're like Lord like Waldron Frey, like the youngest of the Freys.
Technically, it's pronounced Fry.
Fry?
Yeah.
Really? They say Frey in the show.
No, he's not from the show.
Are you not?
No.
Oh, that's him? Oh, shit! I have feelings. Okay, go. He doesn't remember.
Shut up!
We're about
I
to get
do!
shoved off the camera again.
No, one of my favorite endings is Maisie Williams. That the way that the music plays, where she is just walking up on the horse, and she looks down at like Maisie Williams, like the moment when that music plays. Shut up! I know
We're not saying anything.
When she realizes that her entire life in Westeros is done. Now she tries. Now she tries to say, "I want to go north to the Wall,"
And
because
he says, "I'm not fucking
Jon
going
Snow
north."
that moment when he's like,
I'm going home to Bravos.
when
I'm going to
she's-
Jock and Hagar to learn
when
some
she's
fucking
going to Bravos.
assassin
That
levels
is one of
shit.
my favorite things in the intro. However, this was the moment that you and me, book readers, were expecting Lady Stoneheart
Yes.
To do what?
To appear. This is the
just
moment
appear
for
that,
Lady Stoneheart
that
to
Get
appear.
her off the...
that
Ball?
her
No,
appearance.
Oh,
this
that
is
her,
additional scene.
Chronologically, there should have been an
Another
additional
scene.
scene where she just shows up, but we didn't.
This
get
is where she was supposed to happen, but she didn't.
We didn't get none of that, which makes me really sad because I feel like it's and now fucking George R.R. Martin's never gonna finish these goddamn books, so I'm never gonna fucking know what happened. It's like if J.K. Rowling had never finished Harry Potter and I would never know what happened to Peeves. What the fuck happened to Peeves?
It's like
Sorry.
J.K. Rowling.
Peeves is not in the movies.
No, seriously, it's
That's
like
true.
it would have been like J.K. Rowling stopped after the 6th book.
Yeah, the fuck.
She's like, I wrote Half-Blood Prince, but
I'm not gonna write the climax anymore, though.
no, I'm
Oh.
done.
I have been pissed off since the first episode of this season. Why the fuck has Bravos been in it the whole time? In the opening credits. They were in Bravos. The
Ah.
first episode, they didn't get into a second one until the, like...
Well,
And again, we were talking about this last night. He was like, "Oh, it's important for the last scene." I was like, "No, she doesn't even go to Bravos in the last
Well,
scene.
She's just
Arya-
on her way to Bravos.
Yes.
Arya
She's
goes
going to Bravos. She's not fucking there."
Yeah, no, she's on her way to Bravos. Nobody is in Bravos
Except for the first scene of the first episode when
And
Stannis
then-
Stannis
is
and
there.
Davos are there.
But
And
that's
then
it. Or
I
maybe the
would
fifth
like
episode,
to point
whatever.
out when Arya arrives
with
in
you.
Bravos, she
That's
looks
later,
up.
Mark.
Yeah, that's next
That's
season.
season
We're not
5.
there yet.
Your mom, your mom
I
is
think-
next
think we're
season.
done.
I think we've reached
I
our
think we're
limit
done.
now. I think we've drank enough. We've
Okay,
screamed
which
enough.
mind you, next week apparently
We have a
because
whole fucking
none
season.
of these
I hope
people
you're in for 4 hours.
were able to be here for last week, so now we have to do all of season.
Either way,
5
we were still gonna have to
in
do it.
one sitting.
Yeah, that's gonna be 4 hours long, so gird your loins. Season 5, not that much shit happens. Put your loins away. I think we're done. I think enough
Yeah,
screaming
we're
and
super
loudness
done.
has happened, and thank you for joining us, Lord Fry.
Afraid not though, because that's the.
And K.
Oh.
Richard.
But you're Lord Frey. And K. Richard, who we always love your shit, man. Like, always. Thank you so much
for the fucking editor. 'cause
No,
you
you
just-
know she loves it.
I
Look
love
at her
it.
face.
I get so
like,
mad.
she just gets so hype. We love to be annoyed by you. So anyways, again, please follow us on Twitter and Instagram. And you'll find all the links in the About section. We have a Facebook group for Game of Thrones if you want to, like, shout out any, random theories, anything like that. If you post something, we do have a 24-hour hold on that until we approve it.
Yeah,
or whatever.
just for spoilers.
Something.
Just so
Yeah.
that everyone can-
Obviously spoilers are not a thing yet, but
I get very heated about spoilers, so it's mainly for me because I'll get mad at you
Right.
personally.
now, just to prepare anybody who is watching, we will be doing live reactions at 9 p.m. every night once those premiere happens, we will let you watch the episode. Actually, I think we're gonna have to go at 9:30 because a lot of these episodes are really long.
God, I'm not gonna just.
Yeah, these are gonna suck. April and May is gonna fucking suck, Kate. Just hold on to your shorts. And but we will be here probably at 9:30 every night. Once the original episode is over, you can come in and watch our reactions. We'll be doing live streams. Check us out on Patreon. We got a lot of really fun stuff coming up. Plus, if you follow us on Instagram, you'll see progress reports of the Iron Throne we're building for Comic Palooza, which is gonna be amazing. Anything else? Anyone else wants to plug? Are we done?
I think we're done.
Cool. Follow us on shit. We are the Knights of the Drunk Watch.
And now our talk
has
fucking
ended.
over.
Jesus God, it's over.
All right, but now I do have to stop the recording.
No, really, but Kay Richard, tell me what you thought of True Detective.
Later, though.
Facebook me.
Goodbye.
Bye.